I am the Last Hit Point Hero, and you have found your way to TPK Roleplay. We are so very glad you're here and hope you enjoy your stay. Over the next just couple of hours, we are going to be concluding our story of Stargate Phoenix, and I hope that you have enjoyed the ride. It has been a lot of fun playing dueling teams on either side of the good and evil spectrum, or at least the selfish and selfless spectrum. So it has been it's been wonderful. So we're very, very glad to see it come to a close as well, even if we're sad to see it go. First and foremost, this actual play stream contains adult language and themes, some violence, and if you are unfamiliar with the Stargate SG-1 lore, the primary villains are snake-like parasites that dig into your brain, enslave your body, and pretend to be your god in order to maintain control of the populace. So, so you know, can cause some uncomfortableness. Fortunately, Phoenix is here to fight the good fight. Safety tools are in place for the players, but if there's anything that makes you uncomfortable, feel free to gate away for a few and come back after the coast is clear. Barring that, kick back, relax, keep all heads, hands, zats, and cats inside the stream at all times. Slap that follow button to join the wonderful world of TPK Roleplay. Join our Discord, where all sorts of wonderful chat and very regular and highly enforced mug checks take place on a daily basis. And in general, there's one rule. That rule is to be good. That's the rule. Be good. Before we get too far, there is an additional announcement before we get to our introductions. We here at TPK Roleplay have a brand new interaction system, well, at least a fine-tuning of the way that you can interact with the stream. So if you'd like to check it out on the About page, you can, but I do have it right here. For $1, you can provide healing. We tried to put together a system agnostic table, and I think that everyone's done a wonderful job with that. So in our game, a healing will be a D4 of healing, and that's $1. A boon can be given for $5. That is a good thing. For our game, it has been an instant success that the team can use. They can simply say, I succeed at this roll, no need for the drama. For $10, that is a curse on the group, which I have been using for an instant success for one of my creatures or characters. I don't like sending instant failures their way, so I won't instantly make them fail something, but I will make the bad guys instantly succeed, because that sounds like fun. And for 20, something permanent. In some systems, it's a magic item, that sort of thing. For us, it'll probably be some kind of tech or anything along those lines. Those are the ways that you can interact with the stream, and I encourage you to do so. With that announcement out of the way, we're going to take one last moment for this series to introduce our wonderful players. For those of you that have not been in a finale of mine or a special milestone episode, while most of my introductions are written and in some cases rehearsed, these aren't. I do these off the cuff, off the fly. It's just something that's important to me. I have taken a great liking to my introductions, and I hope that they mean something to everyone as well. So as I go around, you'll introduce yourself and your character, remind us who you are, what they do, and for the question of the night, what does your character aspire to within Phoenix? We may be coming to the end of this story, but that doesn't mean we're coming to the end of their story. So where are they going from here? Do they want promotions, medals, acknowledgement, influence, to quietly slip away, to retire on some faraway world where there's a beach? What is it that your character is looking for? So, for our introductions, starting in the top center of your screen, one of the things that I greatly appreciate about this particular person is they give their all to every character over and over and over again. You can see the pieces of them in her, and every single one of them impresses and is fantastic. And the the work and the effort and the success that hits the screen every single time is, I think, a inspiration to everyone. It's the one and only Sarah X. Franco.
Thank you, HP. That means just a whole bunch coming from you. I really, really appreciate that. Hi, everybody. I am Sarah X. Franco, and tonight and every night while playing Stargate, I've been playing Guinevere Bradford. Please don't call her that. Just call her Gary. She is an engineer with Stargate. Um, as for what Gary aspires to, two things. Be a pain in the ass for any Goa'uld unfortunate enough to cross her path. And Gary's looking for somebody. And she's not going to stop looking till she finds him. That's about it. And once Stargate stops helping her look, she'll probably try to get dishonorably discharged so she can keep looking on her own. But we'll see what happens.
Perfect. Continuing in the upper right, if could flip those two. The upper right section of your screen will shortly be.
Yes, Sarah,
proper.
can you do some re-engineering, please?
Oh, yes, I can.
Quick tech engineering check.
Done and done.
Oh,
it's a good thing. Good thing we have our trusty engineer on the case.
it is. Spending all that time breaking basilisk streams, but now fixing this one. It's perfect.
Yep.
In the upper right section of your screen, one of the things that I have consistently, or has consistently impressed me about Proper, is the brilliance that he brings to what he writes. It is the puzzles and the subtlety are beyond me a lot of times, but every time I see the answers and have the little bits and pieces given out, it really makes me greatly appreciate what he does and what he puts into what he creates. And that's not just the written word, but it's also all the fantastic art that he does, as far as the layouts, as far as the videos, just all around, over and over. I feel special that he does stuff for my shows. And I think that that's something that I think that's kind of the best compliment that I can give as part of this introduction, is that, even if he doesn't mean to, he makes me feel special just because of what he does on these things. The one and only Proper Nerdy.
Oh, shucks. Hello, everyone. Tonight, I am playing Dr. Altan Troy. I did, in fact, make most of this overlay, except for the very cool, what's it called?
The logos.
The logo by Luca Locke. But I did make the intro video for this and for Basilisk, and then most of the overlay stuff. Dr. Altan Troy, he wants basically to give back in the only way he knows how. His whole deal is that science gave him a second chance at life, and he wants to now both find and research new ways to give that same opportunity to people like him. So whether that be human or otherwise, he's willing to put his life, his new enhanced life on the line to enhance the lives of other, which sounds so gosh darn cheesy now that I've said it out loud, but you know what? It's a choice. Back to you, HP.
Always choose the cheese. Continuing around in the bottom right section of your screen, I do not know her well and have not known her long. But I had a conversation with someone recently about how utterly impressive the character of Song has been in just a handful of short episodes. The ability to present not only a consistent and compelling character, but one that revealed such an impressive secret last episode, that it plays perfectly. And everything that I have seen her in and everything that she does is just fantastic. And it's been an honor, Kaya, having you at my table. Kaya.
Thank you so much. It has been an honor to be here, and it has been a fantastic experience jumping in, in the middle of an already ongoing and extremely rich campaign, and just the warmth of the welcome that I got. It's been fantastic. Sazu Song has some depth to her, and by that I mean I don't know what's going on with her half the time. So what does she want going forward with Phoenix? I don't know. She might not know. But what I do know is that she is going to be trying to gather as much information about as many things as possible and figure out what to do with that moving forward, because you can't choose good actions without good knowledge. So that's where we're at right now.
Sounds fantastic. And last but not least, in the bottom center section of your screen, when it came time for me to do a sci-fi campaign, there was one person that I most utterly wanted so badly to be in it. Every time Meg touches sci-fi, it's fun and it's great. And there's the dark parts and the scary parts, but also all the fun parts that come with it. And so I'm so glad that you took part in our campaign. You've been fantastic as Tomi. Tomi is often quiet, but when Tomi is speaking, it seems like it's the perfect line every time, because there's this. Wait a second, isn't it like this? I mean, it reminds me a lot. Oh, this is why when I write these down, so I don't feel like an idiot when I can't think of the name of someone. In The Expanse, Amos. In a lot of ways, Tomi reminds me of Amos, because when Amos stops to say something, it is exactly what needs said in that moment. It brings some grounding to everything. And Meg, you've done fantastic as Tomi, and I've loved having you as part of the Stargate show.
Thank you. And I have loved being here. I was so fucking excited when you invited me onto Stargate because, like, you have that tie to it. It's very rich in my childhood background. So I feel at home when I'm at this table with y'all. This has been a fantastic experience. And again, I'm really glad I got to be here for it. And I appreciate all your insight with Tomi, even though most of the time I don't know what's going on. For those of you who haven't caught on, hi, I'm Meg Mystery, and I've been playing Captain Tomi White throughout the course of this campaign. Our resident soldier who's here hasn't seen a lot of combat, but that's probably a good thing, because that means we're all kind of doing our job and making sure nobody gets hurt. So that's a great thing. And as far as tonight's question goes, as for what his aspirations are, Tomi just wants to be an influence. He wants to make a difference and be someone that encourages change, and has helped in some way, at least with Stargate, to move forward and find something to actually give back and help the rest of the human race and even these other people that we've met and interacted with on other worlds.
Fantastic, and I'm certain that lots of help has been given. As for me, as I said, I'm the last tip boy here. I am so glad to be here and wrapping up this story. I always get nervous at the ends of stories, but I know I don't have to be, because there are amazing players around me that, well, will do what they do so very well. As for our story, well, let's see what happened last time around and pick up from there. Osir X, would you play the video?
Previously on Stargate Phoenix.
I am Zakum, yes, and I bring the message of your salvation and the message of your destruction. I bring the word of the winged serpent and the lamb. I bring the breath of the ox. I bring the demise of the rebels. May they choke and the sun be blotted out, and only their monuments remain behind as their flesh melts.
Oppose me, and there's no place, no world, no galaxy, no universe that you or any of these underlings can run to where you will not be hunted down and removed from existence. Now, if that ain't some go old bullshit, then I don't know what it is.
To be honest, the thing that comes to mind first is bringing a sarcophagus back to him and holding it tauntingly out of his reach while we tell him to tell us everything, or else we don't let him survive. I don't know if that's a terrible plan.
Damn, you're cruel, but that depends on how prideful he is.
I find it useful to seem unthreatening to most people.
Gary puts her hand up and just grins. That's the problem. When you use the same solution over and over again, if somebody learns half of it, you're hosed. And as she does that, she just rips a hose from something, and the entire thing just shuts down.
They were in prison for a while, right? Because they were a statue for the longest time, weren't they?
No, that
Not
was
Wepwawet.
not Wepwawet. That was
somebody else.
Somebody else.
I forget who. The ominous look the GM is giving us right now as we're slowly piecing together his series long lore.
But worry not about such things. All will be answered after.
Right. Yeah, no, I just want to make sure that I'm really hyped about the finale there too.
And I think that brings us at least up to speed from the main events of last time around. As for tonight, as always, we will begin with the downtime in between. You had sent through a captive Goa'uld. You had saved the planet from being destroyed by this breath of the ox, this strange black thick smog that seems awfully familiar from at least one other planet. Well, as before, you have a few days of downtime in between missions, and I am curious what everyone is getting up to in that time. I'm going to toss you on the base, turn the music on in the background, and see where and what you all are up to. So what do you do in your downtime between missions?
Not everyone speak up at once.
There's the pressure. You know that this is
It
the
is
last
the
downtime.
pressure.
It's true. I don't want it. I don't want it.
We don't want to believe it. We're choosing to not accept it. This is not the finale. We've been renewed for season 2.
If we refuse to play, you can't end the session.
That's,
If we do not engage.
that is true.
I mean, I'll go first. Gary would have been kind of lurking around the Goa'uld's holding cell a bit, looking to get opportunities to gloat, and listen to how all-powerful this being is, taking some sort of satisfaction from it. I think she would have also sought out the doctor on base, whose name is escaping me in this moment because I don't have my notes.
Dr. B.
Dr. Jennifer Berg.
Jennifer Berg, Dr. B to her friends.
It's not Dr. Berg. Apologies.
Oh, not that doctor.
Not that
Is it
doctor.
Irma.
It
Dr.
is
Irma
Irma.
Langley?
It is Dr. Irma Langley. It certainly is.
Fantastic. You do find her in the, we'll say the mess hall, as she is, she seems like the type of person that would be eating lime jello.
Gary's gonna sit across from her with her tray of food and just drop it unceremoniously on the counter to make a lot of noise and let the food kind of scatter. She probably has like some kind of vegetable that inevitably ends up in this woman's green jello. Oh, sorry. My bad there, Irma. Just saw you sitting here by yourself. Kind of a trend you have, huh?
She will slowly look up to you, make eye contact. Hello, Guinevere. Have you been
Gary's-
staying out of trouble?
Never. Gary's just fine. You know that. And Gary will take a seat, kind of pushing her tray till it bumps up against Irma's. And a jet plane takes off from the hangar
Sorry,
outside.
I had
It's A-okay.
I had the wrong musical mix on and didn't
It's
realize
perfection. It's perfection.
Off-world traveler.
it. Yes.
You had a chance to talk to our prisoner friend yet?
What, the snake that you all brought back?
Yeah.
I believe you thought that was a good idea.
Well, sometimes you just gotta trust that people know better than you. And I think, I'll be honest, you know this. I'd rather put that thing at the core of the planet than bring it here, but if it can give me what I want, what I need, then it's fine by me.
Well, so far, it's refused to talk. No one has gotten anywhere, and quite frankly, I don't think we're going to get anything out of
Why is that, Irma? Normally you're so charming.
it. The Gould are arrogant, long-lived, powerful. They don't like us much, and we don't like them for good reason.
I mean, you have
It
enough.
makes it tough for them to, I suppose, say what we want to hear.
You know what I want to hear, right?
Are you on about that again?
Again. I never stopped.
Yeah. Well, everything that I know is in the report. That's all there is to say.
Is it? Is it, Irma? Is everything you know in the reports? Because I know that's bullshit. I leave those yellow bricks everywhere, and you didn't tell them nothing about nothing. Wasn't in their reports. So I'm here, woman to woman, to ask you if that thing knows where my brother is.
I am certain that when it's ready to talk, that will be a question that can come up. You may have to grow up enough to accept that your brother's gone.
Yeah, and you may kiss my ass. And Gary's going to pick up the tray of food, dump it all over her, like, stuff and kind of shake it. If there's mashed potatoes, she'll just take her hand and, like, sling it. Too many sweets. Bad for the soul. And is going to get up and leave.
Not the lime jello.
Do you want your bonus from the mess hall or somewhere else?
Remind me what the mess hall does.
Off the top of my head, I don't
Our
remember.
mess hall is
but it
currently
is
0, so I'm
in-
not sure you're going to get much. But it adds facility bonus to Constitution and Wisdom saves.
I think she
Is
would have...
0.
Yeah, I think she would have spent the rest of her time, let's see, in the armory, if I remember correctly, which gives a +1 to my ranged weapon damage rolls.
Sure. Sounds good.
Perfection.
Unlike the rest of the Phoenix team, you get along quite well with the quartermaster. And she's perfectly fine with you tinkering away in the back with her.
On that note, Gary would also be approaching each of the team members, specifically Tomi. Remind me, Tomi, you a long range or close range kind of guy? Like get up close and personal, keep your distance.
I prefer to keep my distance whenever I can, but I'm pretty all around.
Understood.
And looks and with weapons.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. You can look fine by me. Excellent. Good to know. Thanks, bud. And would ask, would take measurements, like, across the shoulders of both, Altan and Lieutenant Song. Just kind of in a, like, passing in the halls, like, oh, hey, wait, no, time out, come here. Just, like, as walking, like, measuring, and then just clap them on the shoulder, and if they don't ask any questions, just kind of walk off, humming to herself.
No, Alton definitely would say nothing. He would sit in the hallway for at least a minute and a half, just, what just happened?
The research assistant walking beside you would go, what was that?
I wish I could tell you. Haven't known her for terribly long, so we'll leave it at no fucking clue.
Wow. Interesting. Have I shown you some of these translations? And continues down the hall.
Mm-hmm. I think Altan Troy is trying his best to get into the headspace of what we had just learned, and between his knowledge that he knows because of a symbiote, his like human half is not quite up to speed yet, and he is still struggling to like really connect with the symbiote in some way. And so he's going to spend some time in the archive looking up those three and trying to get some kind of insight into it. He looks over some of the translations that his assistant friend has been doing, and some of the research that they've been making headway in the lab. But he spends a lot of time just kind of with himself and reading through notes, and sometimes just forgetting to eat entirely. But he feels like he feels most of the time like he knows what's going on and like can like connect, but like he feels way in over his head right now, and so he's trying his best to put things together.
While you're kind of doing your research, there is a quiet voice that's been in the back of your head from the very beginning of your time as a Tok'ra. It asks, are you more comfortable yet?
I don't know, it feels like a gift, but yet I just, yes and no. It makes sense now, and it feels almost normal, but it's still, I'm not the same person I was, and I don't think I ever will be, but I'm doing something, and that feels like everything's working.
Well, we are both different people than we once were.
Should I can be concerned about that?
Well, you are not my first host.
I'm not exactly gonna slut shame you.
I knew there was a reason we'd get along so well. I've been fine watching. You're an interesting person, Dr. Troy.
Yeah. And with that, he's gonna like shake his head and kind of try try and fail to keep reading, and every few sentences he'll realize he's not been taking in what he's been reading and start over again. And it's kind of like that over and over, but like because his symbiote is like re-energizing him, he doesn't need to sleep or eat as often as other humans. He just kind of falls into that cycle of trying and failing to read things and letting his mind wander. Oh, and one cute thing I do want to put in there, just because it's the last episode, and I don't want to make it cheesy. The researcher friend,
Yep.
he's had coffee with maybe a couple times by now. He's recently gotten onto a new shift, and so the two of them are playing a game of chess in the research lab, one step at a time, as they have alternating shifts.
Perfect. Are you winning or losing?
Altan is trying not to let the symbiote help, so he's losing very badly.
Perfect. You can have your bonus from the archives, I believe is what you'd like.
Thank you. And for those at home, I believe it is a bonus equal to the facility bonus on a wisdom skill.
Yes. And the facility of the archive is currently at a +2.
Lovely.
And the other two of you, what is your plan for downtime?
Do we know where the Goa'uld got brought to?
Yes, they are in the brig. I can toss you there.
I think that
Oop, fight music in the brig.
not concerned at all. I think that
Roll initiative.
if Sazu Song hears that nobody's been able to get it to talk, she's gonna, eventually go pay a little visit and see what's up with that.
You make your way down to the cell that Enlil was assigned to. He was fully regenerated by the sarcophagus, and then with no small amount of struggle and with the help of the Tok'ra, was able to be captured when the sarcophagus was opened. He was put rather unceremoniously in a cell at the moment as the Tok'ra counselor that is an aide to Phoenix Base heads back to really determine what's going to be done with him. You would know from your time as a diplomat that the Tok'ra do not like when the humans have Goa'uld prisoners. Generally speaking, the Tok'ra feel that the humans are too soft on the prisoners. They have a deep hatred for the Goa'uld. So that's their feeling. And I did grab a picture of Enlil. So yeah, you look in the cell, and he's not been given out of, well, really, he's an incredibly dangerous being. So out of fear of what he might do with it, he's had a few days of just not much access to the ability to get rid of how he looked when you first met him, which is like that. He lifts his head, his scraggly beard and hair, slowly, and looks your way. His eyes glow white strongly, and he looks back down at the cell floor.
Good to see you at full strength again. Did you have a nice rejuvenation?
He glances up and then back down at the floor.
They're not entirely sure what to do with you here. I'm certain you have some opinions.
I am a god treated as a peasant.
No, if you were being treated as a peasant, we would be putting you to work.
I'll not work for the Tauri.
Will you work for me?
And why would I dine myself to your level? You are treacherous.
Am I?
I suppose I was given what I asked for. Unfortunately, it isn't what I thought it might be.
And that, my friends, she says to like an imaginary audience, is why we go in to learn proper communications.
You will serve as all serve. My master will come back for me. My lord and my lady need my expertise.
Your
I'll work for
expertise. Your expertise to do what?
Foolish Tauri. Can't even put two and two together. I need not explain my machinations to you. Leave me.
She's gonna lean against a wall and just like pull out like a granola bar and just like eat it slowly. And then after she's done eating it, she's gonna dust off her hands and then stroll off.
He ignores you as you leave, and yeah. Now, there's no bonuses for the brig, so you can claim a bonus from any room you want anyway.
Cool.
And Captain White, what is your plan for the days in between?
So some of that time ends up getting spent at the firing range, because that's just something that Tomi does to kind of clear his head and get ready for things to happen. There's always something coming, and it's better to be prepared than be slacking. But he's actually going to find himself probably in the research lab at some point after they come back from the planet we were on last time for end of days, because I believe, from what I remember, we came back with the tablet that had Enlil's science research on about the smog, right?
Yes, that was one of the things recovered.
So part of that would have been taking that back to research and seeing if we can't figure something out and maybe do some investigation into whether or not this is specifically the stuff that was on the greenhouse planet with the tree people. See if we can't figure out a way to help them clear that out.
Sounds good. You're able to bring that back. You kind of join in the research lab, which I've put together with the archive just for convenience. And there is a lot of research.
I did spend about 10 minutes at the beginning of the session realizing that I have no clue where the research lab is on that map, despite being in it for every other episode of the series.
So I never decided which room was the research room because none of them seemed just right. So I finally had to settle on one.
We never
There's
moved it
a-
around, okay?
There's a lot of closets, but no research lab.
There are a fest. There are. Someone owns a lot of shoes. That's what I have to say about the number of closets on this base. So in the research lab, there is a lot of research going on. It is always a busy place. There have been people working on the bits and pieces that you've brought back over time. Someone's been working with the crystal that Gary brought back, that time crystal. Someone's been working with, the plant matter that's resistant to acid. There's just been all these things that have been going on, and every trip back, there seems to be something more being added. And when some notes are taken with the smog, there's a lot of optimism. One of the researchers looks over your way and, we lost contact with the Plantons a while ago. Someone completely destroyed the greenhouse around the gate. We sent through a malp, and the smog's everywhere now. We're gonna have to come up with something to make it through. Is there any reason why you bring that up, Captain White?
No, when I realized it was the same stuff, I made sure to grab this tablet so that we could at least come back to it. We left on relatively peaceful terms, but we never, as far as I'm aware, never really cooperated much with them as far as sharing information went.
But we did have some contact for a while. Things were going well. It's very hard maintaining diplomacy. I'd leave that for the others. But yeah, we might be able to help. That could definitely help.
Yeah, do we have any other information about what happened with the greenhouse around the gate?
The smog's so thick, we haven't been able to tell. I don't know if it collapsed or if it was deliberately destroyed. We might never know.
I have a sneaking suspicion, but well, sucks. I guess figure out what we can from this point, I guess.
We'll definitely do our best.
Thanks, guys.
Captain White, thank you. You and Phoenix 4 have been doing a lot of good out there. Makes us feel good to be part of the team.
We might be on the ground, but you guys are the ones making things work.
We've put a few things together. I think the General will be sharing them with you soon.
And I thought the ponchos were great. Come, y'all just keep doing great things for us. Go team.
You kept running into the rain.
It's the damn rain.
As you're wrapping up that conversation, there is an alarm that goes off through the base. You hear Danae's voice over the speakers. Unscheduled off-world activation. Stand by. General Lawyer's voice heads shortly after. All clear, teams. We got a signal from the Tok'ra. As you were. Everyone kind of loses that on-edge sense and goes back to normal. Anything else from anyone before we take a few steps forward? I don't want anyone to feel like something went undone.
I think Sazu Song's gonna seek out Gary at some point and just like peek in and see what she's up to.
If it's just we'll have it this way. Gary will be in the armory. She'll have a pair of like over the ear headphones on, connected to like a cassette player that she's got on a hip. She's singing loudly and off key to some Led Zeppelin as she's kind of what she's got in front of her. It looks like she has taken apart an article of clothing and is putting putting it back together. She's got a myriad of different materials that she keeps like pulling over and like looking at and putting to the side as she's doing this.
In there with her, also singing terribly off key the same song, is the quartermaster, Senior Airman Jacobs.
Yeah, Sazu's gonna sort of peek her head in and see what's going on, and then get second thoughts and back out again.
Good talk.
I was curious, but now I'm not.
My curiosity has been answered.
Jacob sees you as you turn the corner and make the face. Second Lieutenant Song. Welcome to the armory. Can I help you with something?
I just heard the singing. Didn't know what was going on.
Well,
Something,
we're just doing what we do, aren't we, Gary?
something going on?
I don't know. Is something going on?
Well, I don't know. I'm just working on.
What was that measurement for?
Oh, good timing actually. I was just finishing up Altan's. I've got yours here somewhere. Just one second. And Gary's going to kind of go off to the side where there's like a crate with a piece of gaffer's tape, red gaffer's tape that just says Gary's shit on it, where she will kind of rummage through it and pull out a vest, a bulletproof vest. She's gonna hold it up and kind of look at it and go, yeah, right, okay. Here, you wanna try it on, make sure it fits? We still got time for alterations.
Sure. You think we're finally going to get shot at?
I always think I'm gonna get shot at. And she flips her headband. That's the thing. Most people get excited. Problem solving with guns. It's a go-to. Here, just let me slip this on. Mechanically, I am using my ability as the armorer. So you get +1 AC until your next long rest. As she puts on this vest. And at first it seems like it's just normal gear, but as she puts it on, you realize that it's a little bit heavier in certain spots and like more padded in areas. You can see that she's actually sewn it back up with an obnoxious orange thread, but only on the inside, so on the outside it looks fine. And you'll see she's got stitched on the inside kind of like this weird little patch that has writing, and it says for Sazu to keep your secrets inside. And if you like pull it open, there is like a little pocket. But yeah, you get +1 AC now.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's not tight anywhere. It's not pulling anywhere.
No, this
Weight's
is...
good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You would tell me if it wasn't right. You'd say something.
Probably.
Fair enough. How you been? I've been kind of busy with other stuff. You had a chance to go visit Lil and Lil?
Yes. He seems to think that his lord and lady are going to come and whisk him off and I don't know, make everything better, crush all of us. Restore, you know, all of their friends to the godhood that they deserve or something like that.
You know what's kind of always bothered me about them? It's like they've never seen like a superhero movie or read any kind of book. Like they never learned that monologuing just doesn't serve a purpose. And I just find that incredibly pretentious. I gotta be really honest with you.
I mean, I'm certain they haven't. seen any of those movies or read any of those books, but monologuing is actually very helpful. We can, if we prod them enough, we can get all sorts of information out of them. So I
That's
don't
what I'm saying.
particularly want to teach them to stop.
No, I get it. Being in Basilisk, one of my favorite things to do was to get Doc Martin monologuing about how smart he was and how wrong everyone else was, and he'd show them. You learn a lot about a person, but for being so smart, you'd think they'd know when to shut up. They just can't help themselves. It's like a disease.
I think it's a balance between intelligence and ego.
That's fair. I think you might have a point. Either way, I'm sure that eventually he'll come up with some grand scheme and some deal that we can't refuse, or threaten some invisible army to come steal him away, but in the meantime, we'll just keep feeding him lime jello.
Do you really think that Basilisk might have had something to do with freeing those other Goa'uld?
I took that special assignment because I thought that whatever Basilisk was doing, they'd have information that we didn't about where Goa'uld were kept, where they took prisoners, on the off chance that they took any. Get to see behind the screen, so to speak. That's the thing about military operations. You only get so much information if you go up. I firmly believe that Basilisk knew more about that area than we did. I also believe that they knew exactly, maybe not all of them, but most of them knew what they were doing. I think that Talos is dangerous. But I also think, like all Goa'uld, he underestimates us. From day one, didn't think I was very clever, didn't laugh at any of my jokes. That's a bad sign. If someone doesn't laugh at your jokes, it means they have no sense of humor. They're not to be trusted. You know what I mean?
No, I don't, but I'll take your word for it.
That's
Thea
fine.
nods her head from over inside the room. She's the only one I let do that, pointing at the orange embroidery inside one of the base's vests. Everyone else makes stuff worse. Gary makes it better. Well done, Gary.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. By the way, I did fix the coffee maker, so now you can make your coffee twice as hot. So, you're welcome.
Twice as hot, not twice as strong.
Oh, no. Strong's gonna be a matter of materials.
Tepid. It just came out tepid all the time. Have you had the base coffee?
No.
Ooh. Have it now. Don't have it yesterday.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
Hey, you're welcome. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm gonna get back to this. Would hate for the doc to, be more susceptible. I've got calibrations, and she's gonna gesture over to the table next to her where there's gonna be a couple of firearms. They're like taken apart with different parts. I'm still figuring out how I want to calibrate the long arm, but I think I've got it just about right. I caught Tomi in the firing range for a second, so I think there might be some minor adjustments. We'll have those squared away. I don't think that we'll need them, Lieutenant Song.
Okay. Do you want me to send the others here to pick up their vests too, or?
No, that's fine. I can find them as they decide to move around a bit.
Okay.
I appreciate that, but like I said, Better safe than sorry. We'll make precautions. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be A-okay.
Unscheduled off-world activation.
I swear they do that on purpose.
For the sake of convenience, Tommy, I'm going to put you back up in the research lab just because we'll say that that's when that was happening.
Valid.
You hear Danae's voice over the top of the loudspeaker. Unscheduled off-world activation. Engaging Iris. Iris not responding. General Lawyer. Everyone, prepare for the worst. Red alert. The alarm goes up just a notch.
When Gary hears that the Iris isn't engaging, she immediately drops whatever she's doing and is sprinting towards that area.
Well, if we're going to do that, we probably ought to roll initiative. As soon as I bring it up, I hit the wrong button.
I like the labeled events there.
Yes, well, if I don't write it in the initiative, I will forget.
Ripperoo.
And also, so that we're not listening to 20 minutes of an alarm going off, the alarm's off, but it's still going off. So
Understood.
we'll make that clear. Unless everyone wants to listen to 20 minutes of the alarm.
No, I'm good.
One, two, three, four. That is all of you. I'm not going to do anything else yet. Put that in that order. All right. As the alarm is going off, General Lawyer's voice comes over the loudspeaker. All Phoenix teams, I need you to report immediately to the gate room. We have... And then the speaker goes out. The
Gary's
alarm's
just
still going.
Yeah,
but the
Gary's
speaker's off.
just sprinting, son of a bitch, making for the gate room as fast as she can.
Tommy, you're actually up first.
All right. So I was told the gate room, so we're going to the gate room.
All right. Normal movement rules apply.
Normal movement rules. Okay. I'm gonna figure out how this works. I guess put by the stairs, maybe.
So yeah, we're on the like second floor,
Yep,
but it's
I should have. Did it bounce to you?
no, I'm just saying I'm saying
yeah.
to Meg that like we are
Yeah.
the floor above the doors. We have to get
we're above
downstairs
the
somehow.
gate. We don't know where the stairs are here. Oh, there they are.
So you
Over here.
you know the command room is here, just down the hallway, to your left, and then the stairs are past the command room. So it's a question of if you want more information first, or if you want to run to the stairs.
Let's try information first, because if I'm having to pass the command room to get to the stairs, let's find out what's going on.
Okay.
So that puts me here.
You can always dash.
How much does dash get you? Is that double?
Double. Yep.
Double. It puts me inside the command room.
Ring race between the gray line and the red line in the 2000s. It's the buffering race.
It's true. That it be.
That
We love the
classic
buffering
episode
race.
from 2004.
Okay.
So as you turn the command room, General Lawyer stands up, turns his head to look at you. Captain White, we've got a foothold situation going on. We do not have access to the gate room. We need defenses outside the gate room just as fast as possible.
On it, moving. And then I know that Troy was behind me in the research lab.
Yes.
I was gonna say
Fantastic.
technically I'm a couple behind you, but I'll be basically right behind you in real life.
Just call back and say, Troy, just head straight for the gate room. And
Dr. Song? Oh, sorry. And
That's it.
Lieutenant Song?
Goes straight for the gate room because I can do that.
Okay.
How much can I see from here?
From there, you can see that one of the primary entrances, in fact, two of them, the blast doors have closed at both of those entrances.
Okay.
You definitely hear sounds coming from within. Well, no, you wouldn't hear that sound yet. So you could hear something from within if it was loud enough.
Okay.
But the doors are closed.
She's gonna yell back over her shoulder towards Gary. The blast doors are closed.
You just hear from behind you, "God damn it!"
And then might as well keep dashing, keep going this way. 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume this one is also closed.
Yes, that one's also closed. It's kind of the primary door in. Big, heavy metal door, giant wheel in the center of it. Usually these are mechanically operated from the command room. They also have panels next to them, and they can be manually operated.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to wait until somebody who knows more about how to get these open arrives on scene.
All right. Dr. Troy.
Yeah, he is booking it. He makes it. I did this wrong. Makes it he is sprinting as fast as he can to the nearest staircase. He does not take a second to wait for the general, and in fact, even surpasses Captain White just headlong.
You were told to keep going, so.
You see the very same thing. You see Danae is frantically typing away, trying to get control of something. It's as though she's doesn't have access just at a glance. And the general is helping the very best that he can.
Actually,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think I'm trying to think of like how he would react in an emergency situation. He suddenly turns to I'm blanking on her name, but the one running the
Danae.
computers, and says, "Danae, what can I do?" Trying to put her any amount of his tech savvy nature to use.
Danae, being a bit on the frantic side, has slipped into her Goa'uld voice, and she is a Tok'ra, and she turns and looks at you and goes, "I'm locked out of the system. They locked me out of my system. I need back in."
Where?
Check the server closets. Those are going to be the servers. They locked us out good.
Mm-hmm.
You really did.
They certainly
Altan
did.
turns on a fly and starts running again.
Yep. Sounds good. Event 2. That means I get to roll a dice.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I rolled a dice. Gary.
Oh my gosh. Gary's gonna get on her radio, and like try to cut through, like whatever on her person. Tell me, give me eyes on what's going on. What do we got?
Are you on the team channel or the base-wide channel?
The team channel.
Yep.
To start with.
So Tomi is going to respond with Troy and I are passing through the command center. They've been completely locked out of the system. Blast doors are down. Troy is looking to see about server connections, seeing if they can get it back up and running through one of the other computers. And I'm going to make my way to the gate room.
Okay, yeah, Gary's gonna come running out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is gonna catch Sazu Song Are there like panels next to these doors at all?
Yes. Yep. Every door has a panel next to it.
Okay.
So what you know of the blast doors, they are intended to be used from the control room.
Mm-hmm.
If for whatever reason that's not working, they also have manual controls right next to them, or manual controls built into them, and also computer controls right next to the doors also.
Yeah. She's gonna run over to this one right here, looking for the panel to start trying to manually open this thing from the outside. But I think that'll have to be next turn because I did, in fact, dash. But she's gonna kind of nod at Song before handing her Gary's own calibrated sidearm to Song and say, "Just don't shoot me, and we'll be fine."
I won't shoot you.
I know you won't. And that's my turn.
From underneath or not underneath, it's a blast door. From within, you hear a muffled vroom, followed by a series of blasts that, although they're quieted by the door, you recognize them as Matok staff blasts. And then you hear both of the Brownings that are in the room and usually manned by airmen protecting the gate open up as well. So there is machine gun fire coming from the other side of the door, Matok staff blasts, all sorts of just racket opens up within the gate room.
Yeah, Gary's just kind of, she's got a screwdriver that she's popping off the control panel to try and get this thing open, just in case she's got to hotwire it.
Yep. Tomi, it is your turn.
Yep, so I'm gonna keep going with my dash here, and I've already mapped it out. It's going to put me at the top of this staircase here.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Real
there's a
quick,
staircase right by here.
yeah, I just didn't realize which way direction you went because I saw you drop straight down. As you're sprinting, would you yell any orders again to Altan? Because last you saw him, he's deciding between running to the gate and running to help fix the computer system.
If you can get this shit back up and running, do it.
Cool.
All right. Anything else, White?
Nope.
All right. And for those following, that's where White ended up. And Lieutenant Song, you are at the blast doors with Gary right next to you. Definitely the sounds of a firefight going on within.
And I have a gun for some reason. I am going to wait to see whether Gary can get the door open and ready in action to fire at any obvious hostiles that I might see if the door does open.
Okay. So you ready your action to fire if the doors open up and there's hostiles?
Yep.
Sounds good. Dr. Troy.
I too have mapped mine out, and in fact, Altan sprints through the command center, hurls himself over the table, and winds up just outside the upper storage closet over here. That's far, far away, and sees what he can find inside this server closet.
You open it up, and this is one of the power relay closets. There's a computer in the wall and a couple things with high voltage written all over them. That's what you see.
Because I dashed, I don't have another action, but he is frantically searching.
All right, sounds good. Sure, you'll have something for next turn. Event 2 is a thing. There we go. The sounds of the firefight that Gary and Song hear so well, and Tomi, you can hear better as you get down to the same floor, have escalated. And go ahead and everyone that I just listed can give me an insight or a perception check, your choice.
Oh, definitely this.
Ooh, that's a 12.
12,
14.
14,
Also 12.
also a 12. The 14 is enough for Gary to notice that the Browning machine gun fire has stopped.
Gary's going to kind of, cursing under her breath, grab her radio and activate it while she's still prying at this panel. White, they got the big guns.
Fuck, is anybody still active in there?
Unclear as Gary starts like pulling at wires. But you might want to call for backup.
I was gonna
Gary?
say that was a global announcement that was made. Everybody to mobilize to the gate room. Do we see any movement from other people as we're going?
Yes, I forgot to actually have them move on their turn. There are armed airmen that are making their way. Thea is there with Song, and then there are these two there. So those are the only ones that were on this floor when the alarm went off. All the others, in fact, going up to the next floor, there were a few there, but Altan, you would have seen some moving your way when you went up to that stairwell, including the Phoenix team that you ran into the first day, or at least members of it, if they ever became a Phoenix team. Gary, what's your plan?
I would like to try and get these doors to open the way that I would like it to do. I mean, I have a myriad of abilities that I would like to add to this. But basically, I'm trying to find which one would work the best. I'm an expert at field repairs. Like, I don't know if that's relevant here. Even when you have to get creative. But this is more for healing machines. So I don't know if it's necessarily relevant in this moment. But Gary's trying to get this particular door open using the control panel.
Okay. So the very first thing you notice is the normal open door button doesn't work.
Perfect.
So that's kind of the first thing you notice. Do you want to science your way in from the computer standpoint or go the mechanical route on the engineering side of things?
Rather go the mechanical way on the engineering side of it.
Okay, so you can mess with the wires inside and attempt to bypass the electric locks and get them to unlock and open if you'd like. Just give me an engineering check.
Cool. Let's see. Where's my thing? We've got engineering. That's a 19.
A 19. You are able to cross a few wires, send a charge through where it's supposed to go, and for some reason isn't. And the doors do release their lock. They don't open, but they are unlocked. So the seal is broken, so to speak.
I would like to use the time-honored technique of a well-placed thump. My whack it feature is a bonus action to kick the door. Again, this is more HP like based. It gives stuff more HP, but in the off chance that this helps this thing like loosen up and open, I'm gonna try for it.
Okay. It's a TD, correct?
It just
Attention
said,
die.
let's see. It's a bonus action you give an adjacent machine 1d6 temporary hit points.
1d6.
Mm-hmm.
I will. It's outside the mechanics, but I will let you roll a d6 to add that to the check of whoever's going to try and open the door.
Okay, awesome.
So a 3. So anybody that tries opening the door will get a 3 added to their check.
Perfection.
right.
And that's Gary's gonna turn around to the quartermaster here and make sure that she's got like something on and isn't just in fatigues before kind of gesturing to the door.
She has a bulletproof vest on and is carrying an M16.
Perfection.
So are the 2 airmen that came down the hall.
Yep.
They are all prepped. Anything else, Gary?
Yeah, she's gonna look at the quartermaster and say, "Go get him, Tiger." That's my turn.
Perfect. On my turn, I get to roll a dice. That's a number. And that happened. The thing I love is I have all these on the wrong layer. So I probably ought to shift that layer real quick.
The eternal struggle.
I know. Well, I didn't put... I considered at one point putting all of the dynamic lighting walls in this place. And I went, no. We're not doing that. I think I drew like 3 lines. And I said, no, I don't have... I've got places to go, people to see, and things to do.
Even if these were 3 separate maps, no thank you.
No.
I will move a few of these things here. All right. Perfect. Tomi.
I have mapped out my dash and I am moving. So this door is closed?
Correct. That is one of the blast doors, one of the primary entrances. Usually, probably the one you usually take. And yeah, the blast doors are closed.
And from here I can catch a peek of these guys on the other side of the corner?
Yes, they are definitely preparing themselves at the other set of doors that you know are over there.
Okay, let's get ready to funnel these guys. And has all firing inside the gate room stopped?
Yes. Yeah, at this point it would have.
Okay, then just a quick check on comms with some of the other teams to get an idea of where they are, the general, and with Altan. Get a consensus. Let's get an update on what's moving here.
So using the base wide channel?
Base wide channel.
It comes back static.
Okay, team. Altan, can you hear me?
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
It seems it's not really working for anybody else, so.
No, that's what I'm doing.
Oh. Is it working?
We'll find out on my turn.
Do you want to use the rest of your dash, Tomi, or are you good there?
That was my dash.
Oh,
Because I
I'm
had
sorry.
to go down the stairs.
Oh, that's right. I was waiting for you to take a dash or not. That was completely on me. My
Down
apologies.
and around. I mean, if you want to let me cheat the map, then.
Lieutenant Song.
Distance, schmistance, close enough.
Sazu is going to take a moment, take a deep breath, seeing that, the doors did not in fact open after Gary's skillful tinkering. And she is going to flip on her radio and say, whatever this is, I trust that all of us will be able to handle it admirably. And with that, I'm going to inspire everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on. Everybody just get 1 extra hit point.
You can always use the reroll, but it feels like an inappropriate time to do that right now.
It does,
True.
but more importantly, you also all get +1 AC, and if any number of other things happened, like you fail the skill checks that I'm proficient in, or I hit somebody with an attack, all sorts of other fancy things can go on. So hold on
Cool.
to that hit point.
Don't
And
get
I
hit.
appreciate the hit point.
I think I will also back up a little bit. I don't want to be the first one in the line of fire when this thing opens.
So an airman steps up next to you. There's a spinning wheel to unlock and open it manually. He was getting ready to help, but then he saw you step back, so he nods his head and waits for his turn. Dr. Troy.
What I think I want to do is, as I said, what I'm going to try to do is stupid because it's the 90s. And so these computers are slow, but we're going to attempt to turn off all the power to the computers in the control room so they can't continue being hacked. And hopefully that means that they can start getting back into their own system. And he's going to attempt to do this by diverting that power to the doors to open them.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hopefully
and
to give a boost to either to Gary, basically.
Sure. So go ahead and give me a science check to basically reboot the computers in the control. That's a 24.
Woo!
Boom.
Lap.
So you go up to the console that is connected to the high voltage power supplies, basically, that are sending electricity throughout the base. You start tapping away. Here's where my mechanical keyboard would actually...
Just bring out your... There we go.
You start tapping away. And as you do, it takes just a couple of seconds and you are able to initiate the shutdown procedure. So the computers will completely shut down at the beginning of your next turn.
Sounds good.
All right. Anything else while you're in there?
No, I think as soon as he hits the big enter key on whatever the thing he just did, he is sprinting out of the room and letting it do its thing.
Okay. You can have a standard movement if you want.
Yep, I assumed as much. Yeah, he just gets it down the stairs. So that's the end of his turn.
That just confused me.
Pardon?
I'm
going to these stairs. I see to make them down.
Yeah, it gets him
these
down
two
to the
stairs.
next floor.
Okay. Oh, you wouldn't have your dash. You would just have your
Yes.
standard 6. Okay, got
Yes.
it. Perfect. All right.
You said
Got it.
Standard movement.
On that standard movement. Perfect. Event 2, I get to roll a dice. That's a dice.
We still don't know what's good and bad.
I know, it's fantastic.
I don't like the large numbers, though.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't like the red X's I'm seeing on the guys inside.
in this
Yeah.
case, yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
You couldn't tell they were dead by now? I thought it was pretty obvious when the shooting stopped.
Dr. Troy, as you get to the bottom of the stairwell, all of the power, all of the lights go off in the base. And you think for a moment, wait, what power did I turn off? It definitely wasn't you. But all the power in the base lights just went off. The emergency lights come on. So everything is now dim. So all of you, if you don't have a flashlight on, you will be at disadvantage for any kind of anything that requires seeing to do.
Roy, what the fuck did you do?
Wasn't me, Captain.
And then Gary. It is you, and then the soldiers around you are next. So.
Yeah, Gary's gonna all right, airman, let's bring home the bacon. As she moves over to the door, and she's going to shoot a look back at Sazu and say, cover me. And Gary's going to push open these doors.
So the airman next to you is going to help. I need an athletics check to manually open these doors. You can do so with advantage, or you can help the airmen as they do their athletics check.
Well, I have... Would helping just mean I just roll? What would that look like?
Either both of you can roll, or the NPC can roll with advantage.
Let's have the NPC roll with advantage.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling he has better options than me.
Oh,
The
There it
NPC rolls
is.
a natural 20.
There it is.
As you start trying to pull on this wheel, the airman next to you steps up and he takes a hold of it, and it just it spins right off. It's the I loosened it for you moment.
Yeah, Gary has no qualms with that as at all, because the second it's open, she's dropping down low to try and skirt in around the wall.
Okay. So
And random airman number 34 has just become a fan favorite.
Excuse me, his name is Jim.
His name is Jim, and he now has a wiki page. As soon as the door begins to open, you can see that the Stargate is open. The iris is only closed a slight amount. There are 4 Jaffa standing there that immediately turn as the door opens to fire, and 2 dead airmen on the floor. So I need to go back to the right layer and hit the... Oh, no. Okay, there it is. And hit the blast button. So we have we have 1 easy target. Yeah, they're all going to shoot at Jim because Jim's standing right there as Gary ducked aside.
Jim.
Jim.
So Gary would be ducking inside. Am I okay to move my movement into the room? Or are we resolving the gunfire first?
Oh yeah, if you want, if
Yeah.
you would like to, okay, go ahead and
Yeah.
enter the room.
Because she would have darted in, like, knowing that it's kind of dark and the emergency lights are on. She's trying to get low and get in as fast as she can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of standing over this dead guy.
Poor guy.
6.
Roll me a. No, say high or low.
I'm feeling high today, HP.
All right. You get up to the Browning machine gun, and it has its chamber is melted from a talk blast straight to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, then she's just gonna hunch down next to it and look at this guy by her and relieve him of his sidearm.
Okay. You have a gun.
I now have a gun.
As for the door being open, there being 2 targets, the first shot does go at Jim as promised and misses with a 9. The other ones we are going to see. 1, 2, 3 is Gary. That's Gary. That's Gary. That's Gary. So the other 3 are going to take shots at Gary.
Let's go.
With disadvantage because it's dark is a 5, a 17.
A 17 hits, I believe. Yes.
That is 13 fire damage, and I need a dexterity save.
Let me roll that for you. I'm gonna use my +2 for a 14.
14s is enough. The force of the blast knocks you off your feet, but you don't fall to the ground. The second one is a 5, which misses. So yeah, 13 fire damage, and you are not knocked down.
Great. Gary takes the hit in the shoulder and just Jaffa sons of bitches.
And that is the entry into the room. Event 1. This is fun. E10. Out of the Stargate come 2 more Jaffa recruits and 1 wearing a jackal helmet, fully enclosing his face. 2, 3. And this roll. Okay, got that one. And Tomi, you're up.
Counting my spaces. Hold on. I should have done this beforehand. If we just vault that desk here, that puts me right here with Jim.
In order to vault an obstacle without losing movement, I need an athletics or acrobatics check.
That's fine.
Thank
Oof,
you for
maybe it's not.
Oh.
Uh,
I was gonna say, Thank you for completely ignoring that when I made a badass jump over the table because it sounded cool.
But you had
I
the
feel
movement.
like
That didn't save you any movement. That was just flavor. This saves movement.
Oh, okay.
rude.
You crash through the computer. Move yourself back.
Fuck this computer.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're fine right where you're at.
Okay.
That's fine.
It was
Regular
nearly as
movement.
graceful as I wanted it to be. But
An
it's
entire
fine.
welcome desk was taken out. You still have your standard action.
Still have my standard? Okay. Then
You are able to fire from cover there.
I can also see a Gary on the
You can
ground
see-
here.
Gary holding her shoulder.
Holding her shuttle, kind of huddled under a melted gun. But she is not paying attention to you. She's looking back towards the gate, like clearly trying to like find a path back to that.
Okay. Sorry, I am consulting something really quickly.
No worries. You could definitely hear the Jaffa within at this point. Jaffa, Cree!
Oh yeah.
The one thing that Jaffa know how to say.
Standard Jaffa grunts. That's all they know how to say is Jaffa,
Cree,
Cree!
Cree, ah!
Cree, Jaffa!
They're Pokemon, is what you're saying.
Jaffa are Pokemon. Canon.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, then I think I'm going to just step up and take the shot at this bright fellow that I can see
Sounds good.
here. See if I can get some attention. Not that I want the attention. I do want the attention.
And then are you using single shot, burst fire, or full auto?
Let's do burst fire.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a d10 as well because that 14 hits.
And I do get double damage
Ma-
on long arms. Yeah,
Yes,
double
you
dice
roll. You roll 4d6 instead of 2d6.
Huzzah! So
And so far, you've rolled maximum damage on everything.
I'm gonna fuck up this guy's day.
So for a total of 29 damage, Tommy, you turn the corner. Boop, boop, boop. The three bullets from your P90 go flying into the room, and the Jaffa that you were shooting at on the ramp falls to his knees and stumbles off to the side. Ugh! There's a lot of yelling and pointing. Anything else?
I encourage Jim to take a step back here. We're about to get a lot of fire.
You have to protect the fan favorite.
But I do have a reaction set up, so that'll be if somebody takes a shot towards Gary, it'll give me an opportunity to pop them.
Okay, sounds good. Sazu.
This is difficult. This is surprisingly difficult. Okay, I think I can get there as just one move.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to scoot in, hand Gary's gun back to her.
Gary
Because-
has a gun.
But this
Gary's
is a
gonna
better
watch
gun.
as you're like scooting like towards her, like with her gun, and is going like as you try to hand it to her, say, "Song, my hands are gonna be busy on something else. You're gonna have to just have that."
She makes some flustered motions. And then the thing she's actually here for, she's going to lean forward and sort of pat Gary's shoulder for a moment and say, "You got this. I'll watch out for you." And you get 2 temporary hit points.
Heck
That's
yeah.
like 100% better than the first time around.
Yeah, it was. And I get that +1 AC again, right?
Yes, you do.
Perfect.
And I believe that's just my turn.
All right. Dr. Troy.
Okay. So
On your turn, the power in the command room does shut off and the computers start to reboot.
as he's sprinting down, he has this nagging feeling because as he hits the second level, he realizes that there is a prisoner down the hallway. I would like to try to use as many of my symbiote senses to tell if there's still people there or if there's any issues down the hallway where I know that the brig is.
So the extent of your ability to detect other symbiotes is within basically a handful of feet.
That's fine.
So they'd be too far away to just know if they were there or not.
So I'd have to run down this hallway and check.
Yes. If you want to know if he's still there, you'll have to run down the hallway to check.
No, I hear gunfire. He's gonna keep running down the stairwell and run towards whatever the hell is happening.
All right. So down to the next level.
Yep. Give me 1 second. I'll throw myself where I will wind up. I'll get it
That's
like
good.
right here when I dash. So
All right. You turn the corner, and yet you see that there is a lot of attention through the blast doors of the main gate. There are Matok blasts coming out the gate room, and there's bullets going into the gate room. Event 2, that means I get to roll a dice. That's a number.
It's a
I'm
number.
like both horrified and just completely endeared by this.
As you drop down through that, you can hear behind you there are a number of soldiers coming from the upper level where most of the garrison was. And as you are heading that way, you hear the charges in the stairwell that are there specifically for foothold situations to make sure no one can get up to the surface. You hear those charges blow. And as you leave that stairwell, there is the wave of heat coming from above, and the sounds of yelling and the sounds of gravel filling that stairwell. Let me draw some rocks. Kind of fleshy pink colored rocks, but
Very cool.
there you go. As the main stairwell collapses behind you. Don't think there's anything else for that event. Oh, there is. Nope, not on that event. That's the next event. Gary.
Okay, knowing what Gary would know these things. For the iris, my understanding, pulling from Stargate lore, is that most of the controls are like actually on the gate itself, when not like with the DHD. Is that correct?
So the gate itself doesn't have controls. It can
For the
just freely
iris, though, I
spin.
mean,
Oh, for
apologies.
the iris?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For the iris, I assume there is a manual control position somewhere on the gate.
Yeah. Gary is going to.
And hey, pick high or low.
We're gonna go low again.
Okay. That is low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is on your side of the Stargate.
Oh, excellent. This
So
is
there is
exactly what I wanted to hear.
There
Checking
is
something
manual
really
controls.
quickly. May I ask you? Let's see. Let's see. would you say that this is a populated area?
A populated area?
Populated with enemies.
What? Why don't we
Ooh.
keep going on that ability and
Okay, so here's why I ask. My background orange is swindler, and I can use deception instead of stealth, or I can use
Okay.
deception instead of rolling for stealth. And here's how I will flavor it, GM. Gary is going to stand up and start yelling yelling about how great Basilisk is. She's like kind of, as she points back towards the door, like holding her arm, just, I'm with Basilisk, I'm with Basilisk.
Okay.
In an attempt to get them to like not pay attention to her anymore.
Okay. You can roll, but the idea of stealthing your way up to the gate while it's pouring out Jaffa, it's gonna
I
be
hear,
difficult.
yeah, no, I absolutely 110% hear
This
what
is
you're
on
saying.
The near impossible side of the DC scale.
Here we go. Let's try our bestest. A 16.
16. You start pointing, and the Jaffa in the jackal helmet looks at you and goes, Jata and my lord Wepwawet will be pleased when I return your body to him then.
Would you like to re-roll the result?
I would, because I have the theme. Woo! Here we go. Come on, baby. No, it's worse.
Worse on both
Oh, no.
accounts.
Gary, like there's a moment where like she kind of like tries to straighten up, and like come up with a witty retort, but she's just gonna go, only if there's something left, and she's going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over to the side of the
Sure.
gate.
Literally just Tommy cussing in the background.
And is gonna get to the side of the gate and try to like hunch down for cover over here, so she can try and close the iris on her next turn. But that's it.
Okay. So there'll be this turn, and then we're going to take a short break. But we're going to do this turn first. So I get to roll a dice. That's a number. So a couple things happen. First, from around the corner this way, a group of Jaffa led by one whose symbol on his forehead is set with gold rather than just black ink, turns the corner. 5, 6. Tomi, you and both of you were on that first mission. You recognize this as Jata, the first prime of Wepwawet, who you met quite a few weeks ago when you were captured and sent to Wepwawet's homeworld. He turns the corner with his staff in hand and smiles as a few other Jaffa come around behind him and set up position. And the three of them level their staffs down the hall and take some shots. We'll start with Jata himself and go from there. She is not wanting his character sheet to open, which is fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to roll a d6 and see who he shoots.
But to me, trying to figure out how they got to that angle.
You know that there's doors in the back of the...
Let's say.
Yep, there's doors back there. Actually, he's going to shoot between one of the two of you. We'll say that low is... low is Tomi.
That's fine.
So that is high. So he shoots at Altan.
Uh-oh.
That is a 25 to hit.
Oh!
Certainly does hit.
14 fire damage and a dexterity save for me, please. That is a 12.
Well.
You pass the save, so you do not fall down. It's a relatively simple save. The two Jaffa next to him with their helmets on. Oh, I'm sorry. It's dim light. You didn't get hit by that because that's an 8. That's a natural 1.
Ha ha.
Ooh.
Whoop, whoop.
The other 2 with their helmets on take their shots. And out of frustration, they'll shoot 1 at each of you. So double natural 1s and a 7. So Matok blast, staff blasts go everywhere, but do not hit either of you. Them. Then everyone in this room goes, and then we'll take a break. So this one is going to jump down and come around here around the Stargate because they can't shoot through the Stargate that way. This one will run up to Song. This one will come here, take position to shoot at Jim. This one will take up position to shoot there, and these ones will run out the back as ordered.
Oh, so these doors are actually open.
Those
Mhm.
doors are open. Yep. Sorry, I should have made that more clear. The back doors are open at the moment. There are doors there, and they are open. Speaking of, the
I don't think that
guard
would have been something I could see from there anyway.
is going to take a shot at Jim. 18, that's enough to hit Jim, and Jim goes down.
No, not
No!
Jim.
It's close
Is there,
enough.
is there an interpose in this system?
It's, Tommy, I need a deck save as a shockwave.
I'm the
of
medic,
Matok
but I don't have my medic supplies.
Deck save from Tommy.
All right.
6. You are knocked prone by the blast as it hits Jim and the plasma detonates. So we will knock you. Where's the prone? There, prone. Then this one is going to melee, or that's Jata. That would be too hard of a melee for them. The one that jumped off of the ramp of the Stargate makes his way around to right next to Gary, who's kneeling on the ground in cover. Well, not kneeling.
Yeah, she's gonna see him come around and go, "Sup, Doc?"
And he is going to swing his Matok staff at you at 15 to hit
That will hit.
for 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
What is your AC?
And his friend is going to shoot at you. You're in cover. It's dim light. A 9 does not hit you. You're clear. And then another 2 come out of the open gate. So many Jaffa. I'm losing track of them.
Many much Jaffa.
And this one goes here. They both come out. The soldiers will get their chance, come around. Thea will open up against the boss because she is that kind of a person. I'm not going to roll disadvantage because she rolled a 7. The other soldier is going to run. He's going to put his M16. Never mind. So disadvantage. He also misses. And there are no other living soldiers on that floor. The other ones can't get down because of the collapsed. Before we go to Tommy's turn, we're going to go away for a brief break. We'll be back in about 5, and we will see you all shortly. Hello and welcome back. Thank you for giving us a moment to step away just as Jata stepped into the scene to open fire on those in the hallway. We are in the middle of a foothold situation. There are a couple things going on, one of which is obvious. The other, well, maybe a little less obvious, but yet still something going on. So that brings us to the top of the order with Tommy, you are on the ground and Jim is on the ground next to you. Turns his head your way and says, "Don't forget me."
Let me
It's your
just get
turn.
that
Why do you
dagger
have
out
to
of my
do this
heart.
to me?
Why?
Okay. It's okay because I can retaliate. Is it an action to get up from prone?
It's half your movement.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will one. Well, the reaction shot would have taken place first, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. So you had a reaction shot based on something going close to.
Based on one of my teammates getting hit. So I can make a reaction shot according to my friend Jim here going down and with his dying breath saying, "Don't forget me."
He really was like a fifth team member to us all.
Always said hi to you in the hallways on base.
All right.
Who's shooting at?
Who shot him?
The one over next to Song. Or no, it'd be the guard at the bottom of the stairs. That's the one that wiped him out. So an 11 is going to miss them.
That's tragic. But so then that resolves at the end of that. Using my
Now it's your turn.
now it's my turn. So getting up and oh fuck. Unfortunately, I do have to pick my targets here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got these three, so I'm gonna prioritize this guy over here who's going after Song.
Okay, sounds good.
Do some burst fire there.
Burst fire, a 14 will hit that one.
Excellent.
You need to roll 2 more d6 and then an additional d10.
It's an additional 8.
8, 9, 10, 11. That is not enough to take that particular Jaffa down, but Sazu, the Jaffa over you, raises the Matok staff to hit you, and then boom, 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 they get caught with a burst of fire from the doorway and stumble to the side. Anything else, Tommy? You good? You want to move?
Make myself a... No, I'm not going to move, but I am going to go ahead and use Surge, which will give me another action.
Okay.
And let's see if we can hit Jata here, because I am that kind of a man, too.
Sounds good.
I'm a mad lad. 22.
20. You have disadvantage because it's dim light everywhere.
Damn it.
So the 9 is going to miss.
Damn it. Would a +2 mean I hit? What's the AC on this man?
First prime of a Guold system lord, so probably higher than 11.
Damn it. All right.
So 12. Cool.
All good?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Next is Sazu.
How badly hurt does the Jaffa next to me look?
Really badly hurt. He's on the edge of death.
Okay. In which case, I'm gonna, look at this, modded gun that Gary handed me and then refused to take back. And then I'm going to, kind of heft it a little bit, going and then I'm going to fire at the one next to Gary.
As you're looking at it, you'll notice that there is one of those classic yellow smiley face stickers, on the barrel of the gun.
This is just a sidearm, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a sidearm.
This is just a handgun.
I'm gonna pretend it helps me aim better.
And you're going to shoot the one next to Gary, not the one next to you.
Correct.
Okay.
I hope that I set this up correctly. This is without the mods. Oh gosh. Okay. No.
Well, with a 3 and a 4, it doesn't matter how much modding's going on. You take a wild shot and it hits the Stargate right above Gary's head. Ptoing! Anything else?
Sorry.
You're doing great.
No, I'm not.
Doing great, sweetie.
And that's my turn.
Altan, at the beginning of your turn, because the computers have rebooted, you hear over the loudspeaker, the base alarm has gone off this entire time, but it seems like communications have been reestablished in some way. You hear General Lawyer's voice over the top. Attention! Attention, all personnel. We have a foothold situation. The stairwells have been blown. That was not us. Use the elevator shafts for moving up and down. We need reinforcements at the gate room. The command center is secured at the moment, but I do not know for how long. Is anyone out there? Can you hear me? Base channels should be back up. Altan, it's your turn.
Altan suddenly realized he has no weapons, and so he's in a about face. And he's gonna go up here. He's gonna sprint through the women's restroom and head towards the medical area, which I think is over here with the doctor. Yep. Because he knows he can pick up his medical kit there.
Okay, sounds good.
Clever.
Event 2. Hey, a number.
Would you look at that?
This is like the third
You know-
8 he's rolled in a row, and I'm not sure if I like that.
For a while, he was keeping it really monotone, so we didn't know what was happening. Now we know. The secret's been blown.
Oh no.
I mean, we know his excitement level. We don't know what he's excited about.
Each number he rolls is the number of Jaffa who come through the gate. At least that's what it starts to seem like.
And at least one of the events, yeah, that is a thing that happens. For
God
this event, though,
Damn it.
a second voice comes across the loudspeakers, and it's staticky, almost intentionally so you can't make out what the voice is. But you hear it say, "There is a prisoner in cell B4 in sublevel 3. There is a prisoner in cell B4 on sublevel 3. Return him to our lord."
Gary,
Gary's up.
his eyes snap over to the intercom, and she, like, the color drains from her face as this is happening. Gary gets a sinking feeling and she doesn't like it. Just really quick to make sure that I've got this set up correctly.
Yes.
Oh, I don't. Aside, the Beretta M9 is normally just 2d8, correct? Of
It
damage?
is- if you are proficient in it because of your ability,
Mm-hmm.
yes. It would be
I also have
normally 2d8.
attack specialist with that, so it would be 4d8 for me, correct? Because it doubles
Yes.
twice as many weapon damage dice.
Correct.
Okay, brilliant. I'm gonna update that really quick. Okay, yeah. Gary's not messing around anymore. She's the gun she picked up off the dead soldier. She's going to turn and train it on this Jaffa that's right above her, because she's kind of hunkered down. So I see it is very much up at the head to try and shoot.
Yep.
There's fear in my body. I can't see what I got. An 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Gotcha. So 10 piercing damage.
You take a shot at this Jaffa and it finds a crease in his armor. Ugh. Ugh. It raises his staff to hit you back. Anything else?
Let's see. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure that is, yeah, that's gonna be it for Gary. But she's going, well, no, time out. Using his recoil time, she'll grab her radio, flip it, and scream into the building comms. Irma, you bitch!
Slight correction on your gun for next time. We won't change it for this time. A sidearm has a base damage die of 1d8. So when you have
1d8.
attack
Oh, it is
specialist, that
2d8.
makes
Okay.
it 2d8.
Gotcha.
So don't worry about it for this time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's everything. That's all I can do.
All right. Event 1. We still have an open gate with no iris. But something else has to happen too, which means I get to roll a dice. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, that is. Oh, I dropped them on the way. It's a
Odd question.
big map. Yeah, go ahead.
When Altan moved and went back to go through the restrooms, would he have seen those two down the hall?
Yes, yeah, he would have.
Now, Altan, would you have communicated that?
I think he will on his next turn as he's sprinting into the medical bay. Yeah.
Okay. As for all of these, he'll continue to move forward. These two will move forward. This one will move forward. The guard is going to take a shot out there. There's 3 possible targets. We're going to go even. 2, 3 shoots at Jim's buddy Steve.
No, not Steve.
Not Steve. God damn it, HP.
That is a 12, which is not enough to hit Steve. Steve,
Hell yeah,
He
it ain't.
lives.
more resilient than the one next to Song is going to attempt to hit her with the Matok staff. A 10 is insufficient. The ones over the top of Gary are each going to try and bludgeon you with their Matok staffs. A 9 and a 14, both of
Neither
which
will
miss,
hit.
with corrections that were made. And then the 2 at the bottom of the Stargate are going to take shots. They have 2 decent targets. High is going to be Steve and low is going to be Song. So that is 1 shot at Steve and 1 shot at Song. First one's at Steve, and 11 is going to miss Steve, and a 5 is going to miss Song. As the Jaffa are just raining plasma blasts everywhere and not getting any kind of targets. But we also have the first Prime, who is going to move up here between these two.
Hey, bud.
He is going to swing at the Quartermaster Jacobs. 7 misses. That is awful. This one's going to go here. Both of them will take shots at 1, 2, 3. So we'll go in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So that is at Steve and at Steve. So these two, the ones in full jackal helmets, are both going to shoot at Steve. A 12 misses Steve and a 5 misses Steve as
Long
plasma
live
blasts
Steve.
cut through the dim
Steve.
light. No Jaffa come through at the moment, and it is Tommy's turn.
Believe in the Steve that believes in you.
Believe in the Steve that believes in you. I've got this man right in my face, and he is getting a bunch of gunfire. That is a first. I hate that it's so low.
10 is not going to do it.
That is mega unfortunate. In this system, it's only 1 attack, right?
It's 1 attack with double damage, correct?
1. I don't have another bonus, but I can set up a second reaction.
Okay. So when somebody
So-
shoots one of your allies, you get to shoot them.
Yep.
Lieutenant Song, you have a Jaffa over the top of you swinging a staff.
Now, if I pull out my flashlight, is there a way to shine it on our enemies such that we no longer get disadvantage, but they, don't lose their disadvantage when they're trying to target us?
So what I will do is I will give you a flashlight beam, and anything in that flashlight beam will it'll no longer be disadvantaged to shoot something in the beam.
Okay. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Would it be an action to start the flashlight going?
In this case, by the time you take it out and do an action, yes.
Okay. I will do that. How beam am I allowed to beam?
One moment, and you will see your beam. What? Thought it would. Did not. 6 meters.
Is it set that it only shows up in like
All right.
when the
Well-
actual light's down?
Don't know. It's not going to come up. I made beams for Basilisk for their flashlights, but I can't get it to work for you all of a sudden. So we'll just say towards your head is a cone, and
Okay.
anything in that cone can be shot at without suffering disadvantage.
Okay. How wide is this cone that I'm allowed to have?
You can get either the 3 to your left or the 2 to your right, which will also shine on him and Tomi.
Okay.
So,
Why don't you just
This
give
will
her an aura?
encapsulate the right side.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that
looking
will
for the-
encapsulate the left.
it's not an aura, it's a beam.
I was saying just as a temporary measure, you can always do it that way if you wanted to.
So about 4 meters is what we
Yeah,
would be the distance.
About 4 meters, yep.
Okay. Let's capture. He's gonna be behind cover, isn't he?
Yeah, it won't hit him because of the wall.
All right. Let's try to get these 3.
Okay. I will illuminate those 3. And we'll do it this way. I will just give them a little thing. What looks like a light. The basic. Oh, that looks like a light. There we go. All right. Anything else, Song? You want to move? Stay there.
If I move, I'm gonna provoke, right?
Yes. Yeah, you are.
I'll stay here.
Okay, sounds good. Dr. Troy, it is your turn.
So Troy, on his turn, is going to sprint into the medical area. He's going to grab a bag of his medical supplies that he probably leaves here in between missions. And is there might there be an emergency weapon of some kind in this room at all?
Yeah, Dr. B will stand up as you come around the corner. Look out, I have a gun! And she'll like be waving a gun in the air.
Just straight duck. Just fuck, doctor. Just give it to me.
Are they out there?
Yes, now stay in here and close the door.
It was closed until you opened. Just take the gun and go. You have a sidearm.
Thank you. And with that, he like slips on the floor and dashes back out.
Close the door behind you. Ah, damn it.
So I'd say probably with all that, he probably makes it about there.
Okay, sounds good.
Would that count as an action though?
Probably.
Do I have time to shoot things? Yeah, no, I didn't think so.
Nope.
He's he's checking the gun, he's sliding it back into place, and he's taking aim for these 2 next
Okay.
turn though.
Sounds good.
He's a little behind at times, but he has all his medical supplies to stab things with now.
Perfect. And it is Events 2 turn. I get to roll a dice. That's a number. Gary, you're up.
Gary's got 2 of these homies on all up in her face right now.
Correct.
But she's gonna turn around. I mean, I gotta try and get this thing shut. She's gonna turn around to the panel and try to like quick style either like punch a control or do something to see if she can't quickly get this iris to finish closing.
Okay, it will be an engineering check.
Excellent. I'm afraid. So many.
Bitchin'.
27. That's a pair of 19s.
Ah!
Bitchin'.
You mess with a panel on the side. Whoever's been messing with what's going on, apparently they didn't deal with the manual closure at all. You turn this lever, and the iris goes and closes over the top of the open iris.
I would like to use my bonus action. Well, I mean, if you would allow me to, I'd like to use bonus action Whack It to now break it so it can't be used to manually open the iris. But-
I will let you do that. That's fine.
Perfect.
It's the inverse of Whack It.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Gary smashes it with a hammer, and kind of then turns back. So it's kind of like crank, smack, takes the butt of the gun, slams it into it as the iris closes shut, and then turns back around to try and raise up an arm to defend herself. But that's my turn.
Sounds good. On the turn, there's still an event. And then you hear pung, pung, pung. As there are 3 metallic strikes against the inside of the iris. Well, maybe 3. Let's see how many. Oh, no, just 1. There was just 1 pung.
Gary will cheekily look at the Jaffa. Your friends were fashionably late.
Do some of that. Do some of that. And then that is... Because at some point I flipped around when they were acting. That is... No, I didn't. No, it's fine. All right, these ones in above Gary are going to start swinging at Gary.
Yeah.
An 8 and a 5. Holy cow, these
No.
are the most adept Jaffa ever.
Yeah. Gary, I kind of view it like Gary is hunched down, like kind of crouching low, and they're trying to swing up and like around, but there's like pipes, you know what I mean, that they keep catching on, because that's pretty tight back in there.
You're just dancing that little corner.
Yeah.
Between the side of the Stargate, the base that it's on, and the pipes underneath, it sounds like they're playing a marimba, just hitting metal all around Gary's head.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 at the base of the Stargate's ramp, with flashlights in their eyes, are going to open up. It's 2 different possible targets. Low will be Song, and high will be Steve. So that's Song and Steve. Each get 1. Is these guys at disadvantage. 14 to hit Song. And a 15 will hit Steve for 11 as Steve goes down.
No.
No, Steve, no.
They were brothers.
The one next to Song is going to try and hit a staff for an 8. As you shine the light just as the Matak goes down, and it goes to the side, knocks the flashlight a little bit, but you're able to correct it back on the 3. The guard here is going to go ahead and high will be Tomi and low will be Thea Jacobs. So take a shot at Thea. The guard
Which
is
one of
much
these
better at
jerk
this.
shot? Which one of these jerk shots, Steve?
The one at the top.
This guy?
That one.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, you can shoot him, don't you, with your reaction?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
17.
An
Or
11 will
Well,
hit.
he's lit up. He's lit up.
He's lit up. 17 will hit.
Aha.
11 was just enough to hit him, by the way. But
11.
yeah, 17 hits better. That's 11, so another 2d6.
So 18.
7. And then usually you call it before burst, single, or full
It was
auto.
burst.
Burst, so
Burst.
another d10. So that is
23.
That's enough to kill him. He drops at the bottom of the stairs.
Fuck that guy.
For Steve!
I had to avenge them, man. people dying in front of me.
The Jaffa guard tries to shoot at Thea Jacobs and misses, and Jata is going to, he will also swing at Thea. An 18 will hit for
Oh, no.
16 damage. He gets to attack again. 10 will miss, but 16 is enough to knock Thea down.
Yeah, no.
Thea's a real named NPC, so she falls to the ground and doesn't immediately die, but she is in bad shape. Jata will be swinging his staff around. He will hit her across the face with it with one movement and trip her legs out from under her as she crashes to the ground, and then he'll just turn to look at Tomi. You're next. Casually thump his staff down into her gut and pay attention to you. And then these two are going to take shots at you. They are full helmeted. Blast number 1, a 9, and a 20 is going to hit. I need a dex save from you as the plasma blast hits you, and you take 10 fire damage. You fail, so you fall prone again. As the blast knocks you off your feet. 10 fire damage. That's it. Tomi, it's your turn.
All right, that fucking hurt. But you're not gonna fucking get away with killing my men. And he's got Tommy's full attention now. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
We'll get back to standing. Can I use my +2 for a 16?
Who are you shooting?
Jata.
Okay, so
Because he's
you roll
being an asshole.
So it's dim light out here, and he's not
God
illuminated
damn
by
it!
a
It is
flashlight,
dim light. God fucking damn it!
So it's a miss.
Every time.
Remember, single shot mode will give you advantage, which will wash. So if you just take one shot,
I will just take the one shot.
well, next time. I'm just letting
Next
you know.
time. Next time I'll take the one shot.
Anything else?
Do I have another bonus? I don't think I do.
All right, Song, you're up.
I'm going to aim at the one that's still at the base of the ramp.
Okay.
Let's do this.
16 will hit.
All right. Does the modification give a bonus to attack roll or attack damage? Gary.
That would be Gary's.
It's the attack damage, not the to hit.
That's what, 1d4?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's a total of 13 damage.
13. The Jaffa, you get a good shot on him, hits him in the side. They turn and kind of hold one hand up to the light and shining. They're not in great shape, but they're still alive.
I hate that. Let's do this. I am going to take the attack of opportunity. I would like to move up here and
Okay.
redirect the beam to hit all 4 of these guys.
Sure. I'm okay with that. Anything else? The attack you on the way by. Sure, I have the right one selected. I do. 12 is not enough to hit you.
Nope.
You duck as they swing their staff at you on the way by, and that's it.
All right, that's it.
All right, Dr. Troy.
So before he can even get into the gate room, he's gonna have to take care of these two over here. So he's gonna start firing at them.
Okay.
I assume I'm still gonna be at disadvantage though, right?
Yes, disadvantage on them. And they are the ones with the full jackal helmets, so they're harder to hit.
Oh, even better. How exciting. It's only an 11.
11 will miss
10,
them.
actually. Sorry. But
Yep,
both.
10. Anything else? Want to move?
I guess because they're going to be disadvantaged seeing me as well, he will. So he's going to move up to here and prepare to fire back again.
Okay. Okay, and that is Event's 2 turn. 1 second. Answer that. Event 2 is a dice roll that's been failed once. Hey, that's a number. There is an automated message that plays over the loudspeaker. Base self-destruct activated. 5 minutes remaining. Right away, General Lawyer's voice follows. Who activated that? That should not be armed. We need to find out who is doing this and clear them out of our system.
Gary's gonna cut across the channel, like on the radio. Irma, if you don't talk real fast, I'm gonna know that it was you. General, it's Irma. General, it's Irma. You need to shut down her credentials now.
The general calls back. Whoever's in the system's not using any credentials. They're hacked in.
I don't.
Says they're probably hardwired somewhere.
Gary's gonna look at the two Jaffa looming above her, and just yell into the radio. How close can you guess?
They have to be in one of the. Danae thinks they're in one of the systems. She doesn't know which one. One of the server closets.
Gary's going to again, I'm doing this so everyone can hear. I'm a little occupied. She like darts to the side as the attack staff like clangs on the metal next to her ear. If you can get men down here and get us unpinned, we can do something about it.
We are working everyone through the elevator tunnels as we speak. Or elevator shafts as we speak. Anything on your turn, Gary, action-wise, or?
Oh, that is my turn action-wise.
Yep.
Yeah, she's gonna take the sidearm out, and this other Jaffa that Sazu's got illuminated. Gary's gonna try and. Well, no, that's not true. This is what Gary wants to do. Gary looked at the reports of the gate room just out of curiosity, and she noticed that there was some time ago a coolant leak that had been repaired in the shafts above the gate. Gary would like to look up at the coolant pipes to see if she can see a weld or a weak point, and reopen that break by taking a shot at it.
Well, the pipes definitely would run to the Stargate themselves, so you definitely see coolant hoses around you running to the gate. If you'd like to make an engineering check to unengineer them, I would allow it.
Awesome. Did y'all know that coolant is flammable? Because Gary does. That's a 15.
15, you're able to loosen one of them. You kind of have a hose that's spraying coolant. I would let you spray one of the two Jaffa in the face with coolant if you would like.
Absolutely, yeah. Like kind of pulling it off and just aiming it a little bit. While reaching into her pocket for a handy dandy lighter.
Okay. So this particular coolant is toxic, as from episode 1. And yeah, they fail their save, start stumbling backwards. They are poisoned and having trouble breathing.
Brilliant.
Which of the two? So that
I'm gonna say she's kind of working her way around. So this one, well,
sure.
Yeah, this one at the door.
Okay. They are poisoned and poisoned with the coolant. Event 1 is a series of tings against the iris, as that's taken care of. Tomi.
I have a score to settle.
Okay.
We'll go with the single shots with the P90.
Okay,
Here
so
at...
now that they're illuminated with a flashlight, you don't need advantage anymore.
Oh shit, they're illuminated. I can use burst. Haha. Even more of a score to settle with Jata here.
9 is insufficient.
God damn it. Really does not want me to hit this man.
Anything else on your turn?
I think I'm gonna move. No, I think I'm still gonna stay there.
All right, that's good.
This is where I'm standing. Hey.
Dr. Song.
Is there a penalty for firing at somebody right next to you?
Not with a handgun. The sidearm specifically says that you do not get disadvantage.
Cool. I will shoot at the one right in front of me.
Sounds good.
A 22.
22 will definitely hit.
Get him.
And that's a total of 12 damage.
12 damage is enough to finish this one off. The 8 was enough to finish him off.
All right.
You take a shot, and he was the one shot in the side. He turns to hit you with his staff, and you take a shot, and he drops.
I think I'm getting the hang of your gun. And that's my turn.
Yep. Troy.
Troy's spidey senses tingle for the second time today, and he suddenly remembers the prisoner again and the two Jaffa that he saw in the hallway. He immediately spins on his heels and sprints past Tomi at full tilt towards the elevators are still working technically, right?
They're elevator shafts, so you can climb the shaft if you want.
Even better. So he's going to run towards his elevator. He screams at Tomi as it goes by that there are Jaffa on the floor above them, and as he's as all good 2000 shows have, the frantic elevator pushing, or no, he's climbing, isn't he? Never mind. But he's climbing the elevator, and he's radioing into the general to tell him that they're on his floor. They're probably going for the prisoner.
Yep.
As he tries to like climb two rungs at a time.
As you get there, there are flashlights shining down the shaft as a number of the airmen that were higher up have finally reached that point, and they pass by you on the ladder, kind of scramble past as a group of them have finally made it to that floor. As 5 airmen with M16s drop down and come out of the elevator behind you.
Could I ask 2 of them to join me?
Yes, and they will do so.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that's all my physical movement for that turn, so hopefully I'm not too late by the time I get there.
Hit the advancement before my roll. Ooh, that's a second failure. All right, Gary, go ahead.
So with this guy poisoned. Gary's then going to try and turn the hose at this other one to try and get the same effect. I don't know if you're muted or what happened, but I cannot hear you.
I muted it because I used my keyboard.
Gotcha.
So this one passes the save and knocks the hose out of your hands.
Okay, gotcha. Gary is gonna try to push past the one that is poisoned, like igniting her lighter as she runs by and kind of like tossing it in that person's direction. But is gonna try and get out into the hallway.
All right. Only the one that isn't hurting is going to swing at you. Swings his Madoc staff, misses you on your way by.
Okay.
You toss your lighter behind you, and there is a as the coolant catches and becomes a flapping flamethrower at the base of the Stargate.
Brilliant. If Sazu looks, all she sees is fucking the like crazy inflatable man coolant hose flamethrower and two reeling Jaffa as Gary ducks out the back hallway, kind of holding her shoulder and starts running. And that's my turn.
All right,
That's
sounds
the
good.
exact opposite of a fire hose.
It is the exact opposite of a fire hose.
But it is still a fire hose. A
It
Gary
is-
special.
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. There is another ping and clang as more Jaffa splash against the iris. There is some angry Jaffa that, let's see, these two are out of commission dealing with fire at the moment.
I love the word splash for that.
The one over here is going to take a shot at Song. Make sure we have, yep, that's the right one. In dim light, a 6 is definitely going to miss. The one guard is going to shoot at Song as she is illuminating them with her flashlight, and they don't like the idea of being seen. So that is a 20 to hit. I need a dexterity save from Song.
All right, dexterity save.
Oh,
That's a 1.
No.
As Song is knocked backwards by the blast onto her butt, losing the flashlight illumination on the other two.
No.
You also take 12 fire damage.
Ow, okay.
They are no longer flash lit. It's back to the dim light around the rest of the base. And then these two guards take shots at Tomi as both of them level their Matok staffs. A 15 and a 10, neither of which hit.
Nope.
And Jata takes a step forward, hefts his staff, and goes, "Let's see if you know how to fight." And he will start his routine.
Oh boy.
At 14 misses.
Haha.
You duck and the staff hits the wall behind you. He's frustrated by the whole endeavor, and the 3 soldiers here, or 3 airmen here, turn the corner. All 3 open up with their M16s on the ones at the end of the hall.
I like the
Just
just
going-
the idea of ducking and skirting around and then they open fire. Very cinematographic.
11. The 13 is going to hit. Because they go full auto, because they have that, then that is going to be a number. Check something real quick. Don't have all of these weapon stats memorized. There it is. 2d6, which is actually 4d6. And 2d10 is 21 damage as one of these 2 drops. Tomi. Your turn.
I'm evaluating.
Okay.
So I am still gonna go in with the burst. He is right in my face, so I can pretty much just put my gun to his chest or his shoulder and open fire without disadvantage because I have hit pepper.
Okay.
So it's still a fucking 10. This man.
It is still a 10.
Still a fucking 10.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10,
God
10.
damn it. A 12 would not hit, would it?
No, 12 wouldn't hit.
Damn it. Hate this man. Hate him.
Sorry.
Dumb.
Hate him. But I am going to move back.
Okay. He will swing at you on your way back.
That's fine. I'm gonna stop
17?
there before it does not hit.
Song, you are up.
Sazu is going to frantically just like yell into her radio, Carrie, where are you going?
You'll get a kind of like strange reply. Take the back door. I'll meet you around back. Just head out the back door.
Okay. Let's see how far she can get.
You can make it to the door.
I can make it to the door.
Yeah,
Half your
you
movement to
Half
stand
your
back
move
up.
action to stand up.
Right, I can make it halfway to the door. I'll just use my. Actually, before I go, do I see my flashlight and can I scoop it up?
Yeah, you can retain your flashlight, no problem.
Okay. Do I still have my action?
Yes, you still have an action.
Okay. In which case, now I'm gonna use my action there, and I would like to try to keep my flashlight pointed, if possible, unless the beam just really doesn't reach that far.
It won't be helpful to anyone because the Stargate with the iris closed is in the way.
That's very fair. She is going to glance around wildly, hopefully see Gary.
Yeah,
And
you'll see Gary
say-
kind of like coming up along the wall, holding her shoulder, just like cruising as fast as she can.
Where to now?
We gotta get to the server closet or the control room and lock him out. We gotta find Irma.
I don't know who or what any of these things are, so just lead on.
Yeah, Gary will nod.
Cool.
Dr. Troy, you are heading up the elevator shaft.
Yes, I am. How much more movement do you think climbing the elevator shaft would be?
If you dash, you can get to the next floor, but you won't be able to leave the elevator shaft yet.
Okay, that's fine for me because I can find myself the music at the moment. So he climbs up and lands on the other on the other floor. Spins around and can probably just see these Jaffa entering the brig. And so he'll check his gun one more time, and next turn he's heading towards the brig with his gun drawn. He is ushering the two airmen that have joined him towards the
Right.
brig and continuing to babble into the radio for the general.
Sounds good. Event 2 is roll the dice after 2 failures already. Hey, that's a number.
Don't like it.
The countdown of 5 minutes on the base, over the base loudspeaker, which has only gone down a few seconds at this point. It's 4 minutes 50. 4 minutes until self-destruct. As it skips ahead a minute. Gary, you're up.
Let me see. I want to make sure I know. This staircase here will take me up, right?
The staircase there will take you up To the briefing room, yes.
The briefing room, like here. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Gary's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she's going to then lean against the wall and get ready for a Jaffa to like pop out of that room. So I guess I'm gonna. Oh shit, we've only got 4 minutes. Nope. She's gonna, as she passes Sazu, say, I might have kicked a Jaffa's nest, and keep running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's trying to get upstairs as quick as she can.
Oh, what, literally or metaphorically?
Gary's gonna yell, with fire!
As she says that, bursting through the back door is a sickened Jaffa who flails through, hits the wall, tries to take a wild shot down the hall towards you. Lieutenant Song. A 16 to hit.
Nope.
The other one is going to have to make a save to get past some fire. Does not make that save. Receives a face full of fire, which was enough to finish it off as the fire flail. The fire hose, there we go. The fire hose that is flailing at the back of the Stargate blasts a face full of fire into the Jaffa, and it drops. These ones are going to move out into the hall, and all 4 are going to take shots down the hall at soldiers and or Tomi. So it'll be in order from Tomi to the soldier on the right. So that will be 1 to them, 1 to them, 2 to them.
Oh no.
2 to each of the NPCs. 2 each to 2 NPCs. There we go. Those are the words. And these are all ones wearing jackal helmets. So they are much more competent than their friends. So a 10 will miss, a 5 will miss, a 7 will miss, and a 12 will miss. So competence apparently is in the eye of the beholder, and they behold no competence. And then Jata will take a shot and roll 2 natural 1s. So the entire hallway lights up with Matok staff plasma blasts, none of which find purchase as Tomi is running back towards the other 3 soldiers.
Now, we are playing Stargate, not Star Trek, right? Because this feels very appropriate for them.
Or Star Wars.
It really does. The amount of missing is painful.
I missed the joke by so close, Kaya. I meant to say Star Wars. I just couldn't think of the word Stormtrooper.
I mean, we were playing Star Trek with the whole, like, talk to everybody thing. We've hopped a couple of different genres today.
We are genre hopping. Speaking of...
With Jib, we're basically at rom-com.
Dr. Troy, you see those 2 Jaffa that you're following go deeper into the brig. And it's back to Tomi.
We established that getting the flashlight up was an action, right?
Yep. Out
Okay,
and up.
then out and up. So I can get these 3. This guy's kind of still back here, lurking.
Yep.
Doing
Yeah,
his thing.
All 3 can be eliminated, that's fine.
Okay.
Unless you move away from them, then that last one's going to lose the elimination.
That's fine. Alright, I still have everything wants me to hit him. I still want to hit him, but I'm gonna go for the guy next to him instead.
All right, go ahead.
It'll be burst fire. Nothing wants me to hit.
That's a 6. I'm so sorry, Meg. I feel so bad when the dice rebel so hard.
They have rebelled. I'm
But
a
you
soldier
have-
who cannot act as a soldier.
You have illuminated a couple of them, so that should be helpful. Song, you are up.
I would like to try to fire at the one that just stumbled out.
All right, go ahead.
And this is still dim, so
5 will miss.
yep. And then I'm gonna scurry 3, 4. I'll be, a couple of
Mm-hmm.
a little bit behind Gary, but yeah.
Sounds good. Troy, you and your parasoldiers.
Yes. He can just make it in to the barracks, or not barracks, Jesus, the brig, with his movement, and so he's going to take aim at the Jaffa that's closest to the cell door, scream, "Don't you dare!" and let off a shot.
An
Jesus.
8.
Evidently, you and I are rolling the same today, Meg.
Listen,
It is.
you have an excuse.
It's fine. It was a warning shot.
He feels warned. And the soldiers behind you follow along. One of them, because I realize there's no reason for them not to, will shine a flashlight down the hall that just, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Oh, it'll get both of them. So yeah. So they are both illuminated. And that's a bonus action, so they will both take their full auto shots. You're at disadvantage because of full auto. The 17 is going to hit, which is all sorts of numbers. That is 2 of these and 2 of these, which is almost enough to kill the one at the door, but not quite. The one at the door tries to take a shot at the door with his Matok staff and blows the lock off the door.
Uh-oh.
The other one goes in. Gary, you're up.
Gary's still trying to get up these stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Do you trust me to drag myself over?
I'll toss you over there.
Awesome.
Or, nope, that's fine. Yep, you're good.
Okay. 5, 6. We're then gonna dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get out of the briefing room. Just making for the next stairway. To get up to the server rooms. She's gonna call out to Danae on the comms as she's running. Danae, do you have any control over the doors?
You get a response back. The doors are unlocked. I think I can get the elevators working again, but the stairwells are out.
She's can you lock down the top floor? Can you lock down where they're hardwired into?
I can't tell which closet they're in.
Gary just kind of curses under her breath and is going to keep moving, and that's my turn as I continue to run.
Okay, and I forgot to roll my magic dice. That's a
1.
number. Event 1 is ting ting. I actually had those ones go right after they were shot at. So it is the ones in the hallway taking their shots at Tomi and company. So that is going to be the one on the far side 4 times. So Jata's going to take his shot and miss terribly. The other 3 Jaffa guards are going to also open up, and 4, 8, and 4, they are not making me happy. All of them are going to duck into here. Except this one who goes to there. Unbelievable. Tomi, go ahead.
Let's see. So I am gonna take those couple of steps forward. Is he still behind cover? Or can I see him with the light from here?
You can see him with the light. He's good. He'll still have cover, but you can aim the flashlight without any problem.
I'm still gonna take that shot at him.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do something. I'll do burst. I've hit something. Finally.
You
22
did
will
it!
hit.
I hit something.
Roll
Oh.
2 more d6 and a d10 because of burst fire. That's enough to kill him.
It just
Nice
couldn't be
job.
one of the. It just couldn't be one of the big guys.
That was one with a jackal helmet.
Oh shit! It was.
Yep, the red ones have jackal helmets.
They're next. These guys are next on my list.
Sounds good.
But-
Anything else?
Are these guys just kind of posting up, or
They're getting ready to follow you on their turn.
okay? Then
Probably what I'll do is the same thing I did with the ones with Dr. Troy. I will just have them go after you're done.
then I will. What's the distance for them? So what I want to do is, with my tactical flexibility, I want to go ahead and apply assault coordination,
Okay.
which is this will have to follow up next time if I end up hitting somebody. Is when you hit a target with a range attack, the next successful range attack by a team member deals an additional 1d6.
Sounds good.
So-
This one's going to come down, shine his flashlight into there. The other ones are going to follow. So all 3 are going to be illuminated. We're going to ignore disadvantage. That is going to hit that guard. That's going to hit that guard, and that is going to miss. So the first one is the regular Jaffa. 7 plus 6. That's enough to kill the regular Jaffa here. And the other one who hit. His M16 opens up, does almost enough to finish off the one in the jackal helmet as ting, 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 ting. The full chest full of M16 rounds hit him, bouncing off his armor. Song.
Now we're finding our rhythm.
Yeah, I'm going to use my move to get up the stairs.
That's good.
And then depending on where you throw me, I'm going to see what's going on there.
3, 4, 5, 6. That's a dash to get you there, which is in the briefing room.
Okay. All right. What's going on? Would it be using all of my movement and my dash to get where I am?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. That's it for now.
Troy.
Excellent. I'm going to move into the break area and let the other 2 soldiers kind of file in front of me.
Okay.
And would you let them take their action to fire before me?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go ahead and move them now.
Since they seem slightly better at than I am.
2 of them will come up. One of them, this one here, is going to say, "Grenade, grenade, grenade!" and toss a grenade into the cell.
I guess that works.
It bounces off the door. And because of how grenades work in the system, it lands right here. So there's a grenade that's probably going to go off fairly soon. Right there. The other one is going to open up for a nat 20. And just, I'm not even going to roll dice because that's a lot of dice. just blow this guy away on the outside of the door.
Get him.
One dead and a grenade on the floor outside the door.
Well then. I guess instead of following up, he's gonna have to fall back a bit because he's doesn't want to get hit by that grenade, but thinks it might pack just enough fear to keep them from running right now.
Sounds good. Event 2 is my dice roll with 1 failure. 2 failures. Gary.
Yeehaw.
Gary's going to get on the comms with Danae. And you got that elevator running for me?
I did, but I was able to narrow it down. The hack's coming from this floor. From the command floor.
Gary's gonna stutter to a stop. And do I get... So I know I'm new here, but I know this is like the research lab. This looks... Am I getting pinged that it's in there? Is that kind of where Danae's telling me?
That's the only other one on that level, yeah.
That's the only server closet on this level.
Okay, gotcha, yeah. So she's going to... Can I say I didn't use my movements yet? Let's see. Cut back in through the briefing room. 1, 2, 3.
Vault the briefing desk. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it
Pass
for style points.
She's just gonna shoulder check, cause she's got her wounded shoulder with her other one. Shoulder check a chair. 4, 5, 6, and then just with me song. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4, 5. And just. She's holding her up. General. She's just running through, actively bleeding, to try and get on the other side of him. I know I can't stop on his square, but like is just barreling through this room to try and get to that other one.
Sounds good. Lawyer is on the computer. Everyone in there is working as hard as they can to reestablish control. These, not knowing what's going on, these two will step out into the hall. Let me get rid of this one. The Jaffa will come out and turn his staff right away. My lord, stay close to me. We'll get by them.
Will they, though?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6 is, of course, the Jaffa is going to take a shot at Dr. Troy. Which is a 4. And Lil next to him goes, "You useless idiot, you missed." And he will step forward and try to attack that soldier. And as he starts attacking, you realize that he actually knows how to fight. Just not very well.
He is in a raggedy old
He
body.
might still be in handcuffs.
There's a lot of rhyme and reason to his movements, but he definitely does not do any damage. Tomi, just the 2 Jaffa left.
All right, then. Square up, Jata. Let's go. Let's hope I can actually hit him. I hate
An
this game. I'm
An
quitting.
11 will miss.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
The soldiers behind will square up. He's illuminated by the flashlight because that's just a bonus action to do that. 13, 12, and a natural 20.
They
Get
can.
'em.
That's fine.
The nat 20 is double dice here and double dice here. So that is 10, 20, 38. Jata takes an absolute beating from these bullets, just knocking him backwards. And he's bloodied. He's not in good shape. Dr. Song.
Just gonna keep on running. Let's see. How far can I actually... So, 7...
I don't know quite where you're going that way because there's no doors.
Yeah, there's a door over here.
Yeah. I looked too late, but yeah, you want to head out that way, yeah.
Head out which way?
direction?
This way.
Okay.
3 of us being at
5
the same time.
pings. Fireworks.
very-
There's your
It
path.
was a very
All right.
pastel trio for me also.
Whee!
It's like sky blue.
We went the pastel
Peeking
primary
out.
colors.
Peeking out left and right, is there anything to be seen?
You definitely hear some sounds coming from the brig, which is just through that wall next to you,
Okay.
but you don't see any activity.
I'm going to preemptively point my flashlight in the direction of, well, just in this basic vague direction, and end my turn there.
Okay, sounds good. And then Troy, on you and your soldier's turn, that grenade goes off.
Oh no. I mean, that's kind of what I assumed, but I'm far away from it as best as I can be.
And the soldiers are far enough away that they're just outside the blast range of it. But these two in there are not, so they need their dex saves, which is always at advantage because he's a gold and fails anyway. And then the Jaffa next to him tries to dive as well. And actually, based on the rolls, it doesn't matter if he passes, but we'll roll the dice anyway. He passes, but gets blown apart by the grenade. Enlil takes some damage and stumbles forward as the concussion from the grenade passes over him. Oh, and then your turns.
Yeah,
You want to wait for them again, or?
I was gonna say that the very first thing, as soon as the grenade is done, and while everyone's ears are probably still very much ringing, I'm gonna shout as loud as he can, "Don't shoot!" Because he basically wants to take Enlil alive for now.
Okay.
But he knows that basically I don't know, like, I mean, I guess he probably could just throw him in one of the other cells for now.
Yep.
After the
It's safe
Jaffa's
to-
gone.
Safe to say the three of you without the Jaffa there could overpower Enlil and get him back into a cell.
I think that's what we'll do on our turn.
Okay, sounds good. So you'll move up to help them with that. It will be the 2 failure. The countdown, which as has been counted down, says 3 minutes 52. 2 minutes 59 seconds. Gary, you're up.
Yeah, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm just again sprinting as fast as I can down this hall. Once she gets to the corner, though, she will make sure that she has both hands on the sidearm, and she's gonna try and take a peek down this hallway to see if she can see anybody.
There's a closed door at the end of the hallway that says server rooms. Server room 4.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, Gary, that's my turn.
Okay. It's their turn. They are going to fall back again. Jata is going to say to the other one, "Get that open!" And then they're both going to take shots down the hall. 13 is going to miss, and so will a 9. Tomi, you and your squad.
And the squad roll out.
Go Power Rangers.
We'll just go ahead and move forward into the room. A bit further in. I have eyes on both. Jata's pretty fucked up. Let's see if we can get him.
9 won't do it.
I hate this game.
The soldiers taking your lead. Are
You know
going
what?
to
It's fine.
follow. They will split their shots between Jata and the other one. A 17 is going to hit. And then Jata is 16 plus their number. That will hit Jata. So 17. 10 plus 7. That is almost enough to finish off the guard. And Jata himself takes quite a bit of damage. He is in really rough shape. Probably can't take another round of damage like that, as these bullets are just pinging off his armor. He's trying to give commands to this last Jaffa. Dr. Song.
Just gonna quickly yell into the radio. Dr. Troy, are you doing all right?
You'll hear the door slam and the break, and Troy like digs into his ear as he's trying to stop the ringing in his head, and just says, "Yeah, basically. Where do you
Okay.
need me?"
We don't. We're just around the corner. If you need help, just let us know. And then, satisfied that she's not needed down there, let's scoot on after Gary and see how far we can get over here. Is the door closed?
It is closed, yes.
Can we hear anything, like potentially coming down from down the corridor?
You wouldn't hear anything, nope.
All right. That's it.
You can, well, a really hard perception check, if you'd like to use your action for that. It's unlikely that you'd hear much behind the closed door of the server room.
I would like to make the perception check, but if that takes an action, I've already dashed, so.
Okay, sounds good. Troy, you and your soldiers have finished putting in Lil away, just
Yep.
as narrated moments ago. So that is your turn while that's going on. There is a D8, which is a 5. That's a number. Gary.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Getting to the door with the dash to try and get in. I'm assuming that it's locked.
So it would be locked, except you have the
Danae
team
has control of the doors.
again.
Sick.
So the door is unlocked.
Yeah, Gary's thrown that door open, sidearm pointed out.
Dr. Irma Langley turns and makes eye contact with you, hunched over a laptop that is hardwired into one of the computer racks.
Gary has her gun trained directly at her. Shut it down, Irma.
She raises her hands.
Shut it down,
You're-
Irma.
You're on the wrong side of things, Guinevere. The wrong side. You've
Tell
spent
that
a
to
lot of
Timoth-
time being wrong, though.
Shut it down, or I shut you down. For good, this time. Hell, I might even get a medal.
I think that you dashed to get up there and open the door, so
Uh-huh.
we will
Yep.
leave that cliffhanger sitting there as it goes back to these two who are trying to get the hell out of Dodge. They do have a plan. This one will head over and do his best to try and figure out that iris thing. And roll a natural
What the
20.
fuck?
Oh, come on, man.
Yo, Gary
I
whacked it
busted
and
it.
everything.
I busted it so good.
Well, I stuck in my head, if he gets a 18 to 20, I will let him
I
open
hear
it.
you.
Otherwise, he's not going to do it. The iris opens up. Jata uses his turn to mess with a device that is on his wrist, and the gate closes and begins dialing again. So yeah, gate closes, an outgoing dial begins. That's the sound I need. Tomi, you've got one last round to stop Jata in this guard.
Come on, man.
You mean to tell me that this man has a remote dialer?
Yes, he does.
I'm pondering very carefully here.
Yep.
So it is started dialing, like it's engaging. Is he manually inputting?
The way that the remote dialers that the Gould use and have given to him, it opens up pretty quick. So he'll be able to get through on his turn.
Do I risk the shot or do I just straight up tackle him? That is the question, folks.
That is the question.
That is the question. I haven't been rolling very well with these
It
shots.
would be one hell of a cliffhanger to watch the two of you barrel through the Stargate together and not know where Tommy White is gone.
It would be a hell of a cliffhanger, but like,
What feels
More
right in this
just
moment?
Think
What
of
feels
the drama.
What
feels
feels
the
right?
drama. He's got to get on top of the ramp to get in the gate anyway.
I would let it dramatically go through if that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
I think I'm with Sarah though. What feels dramatically right for Tommy though?
What
This
feels
sounds like
dramatic right
fun.
for Tomi?
this sounds like fun. Let's fucking do it. Let's tackle the man.
All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics against his athletics.
Go for a
Oh,
grapple.
he rolled a 5.
Get him. You got him.
Hell yeah!
13.
13. As the gate opens, Jata steps up on the ramp and starts walking toward the gate, and he turns around to give some kind of, I don't know, threat, send off, something. And as he turns around, you're there. Gut check him, and both of you go flying through the Stargate.
He's
Yeah.
Dr. Song.
Having no idea what has just happened down there. Also having no idea what's going on here. She's gonna run up behind Gary with her flashlight still pointed and just look at Gary and say, "Are we shooting?"
Gary's going to again just frozen staring at Irma. Second lieutenant, get that laptop away from her.
Do I actually have the ability to do that this turn, or
you knowing that the distance or whatever, Gary will kind of look back on second thought. Just keep your gun trained on her, and if she does anything funny, you shoot her. Send her straight to hell, where she came from.
I can do that. And that will be a readied action to shoot her if circumstances seem to warrant it.
All right. Sounds good. Troy, you fine with just holding where you're at?
Yeah, I was gonna head towards the command center.
Okay, feel
I
free.
was gonna say, Jacobs, you watch him. Garcia, you're with me. They probably outrank me in some way because I'm still technically a civilian. But who cares? We're in fight mode now. He makes it out into the hallway and is headed towards command center.
Sounds good. Irma, with her hands up. Guinevere. You never really had things quite as right as you think. And she will reach down to hit the enter key
I'm gonna shoot her.
on her laptop. Go ahead and roll the shooter. 13 will hit her.
All right.
4, this is for dramatic effect. You shoot her in the shoulder. For a total of 7. She drops, the laptop drops on top of her. Your brother would be so proud. And you hear her dialing on the keyboard one last time. 3 is not enough. Gary's turn.
Yeah, not on my fucking watch. Right into here. Gary is going to, tell me what I got.
You tell me.
She's hardwired in. I need to cancel the signal to self-destruct the base. So
Right.
Gary's going to, get in her face and hold, I'm trying to think of the right way to do this. She's going to get that laptop away from her. So she can, I know we're down to like 2 minutes or something like that. But Gary's going to get the laptop away so she can shut it down, knowing that Sazu's there to shoot if needed.
You're able to wrestle away the laptop. And the question that I have for the two of you is Irma taken alive or not?
For flavor, Gary will wrestle the laptop away and just like crack it on the back of Irma's head to knock her out. Gary's been watching this bitch for a long time. She wants the satisfaction of knowing that she was right. And yeah, she wants to try and shut it down.
Okay. You are expert engineer. She is not. She did what she was supposed to do. You are able to turn off the base countdown. The lights come out back up throughout the base. The Stargate closes just after the iris does. And everything is quiet for a moment. General Lawyer sends a message out. Do we have an all clear? Everybody report in.
Gary slumps to the ground with the laptop in her hand, looking at Sazu in the door, and will radio in. Captain Gary Bradford checking in.
Second Lieutenant Song checking in.
Altan huffs into the command center. Dr. Altan Troy, what's going on?
Captain White? Danae, check the cameras. Is Captain White on base?
Are the blast window doors still down?
Everything can open back up with the push of a button now.
I think Alton's gonna lean over and start clacking away and watch the blast shields open up.
Everything opens. The symbols on the gate fade. The soldiers down below and the cameras did get a look at the address that went through. The address that was dialed was Wepwawet's home world that you visited at the very beginning. And we're going to have to take a brief break on our side of things before we come back and see what happens with Captain White on Wepwawet's neck of the woods.
All right. Taking us out.
Cool. Hello and welcome back. We had a little bit of a conversation about the best way to come to a close on our little session, and so a few things are going to change in a good way. The three of you make your way back to the command room. General Lawyer standing there. Danae is finishing regaining control of the base. Airmen are going throughout the halls, clearing the rubble from the collapsed stairwell, cleaning away the Jaffa bodies, taking care of the airmen that fell during the foothold. Lawyer looks at the three of you and glances over his shoulder at the Stargate, and then gestures to the woman to his left. Two of you recognize her. This is Karasha, the Tok'ra spy that you extracted from Wepwawet's world. Oh, it seems like a month, 2 months ago now. General Lawyer looks your way. Phoenix 4. This is the guest who came in just moments before that unfortunate situation. Karasha has some information for us. And now we have even more pressing matters to attend to reinforce the need. Karasha? Thank you, General. Zerstir, who we left embedded with Wepwawet's forces, has been feeding the gold promises for quite some time. Finally, it has borne fruit. He is attacking his enemies everywhere. He has forces moving against Basilisk, forces moving against you. Unfortunately, I couldn't get here in time to warn you sooner. Tok'ra bases are being attacked, and even Anubis himself. Wepwawet has spread himself thin. He is vulnerable. General Lawyer and I have had a plan in place for just such an opportunity. And as we are the ones that know the base so well, I came to lead, I had hoped, Phoenix 4 into combat, but it seems Phoenix 4 isn't all that it used to be. Her eyes kind of pass over Gary and Song. They are new to the team, General. They are. They are definitely the best of the best and have shown themselves as such. If it weren't for the two of them, this whole place would have blown up moments ago. Good. Well, the plan is to go in and take Wepwawet. Alive or dead, well, the Tok'ra have business with him. We'd like him alive. Our R&D crew have been whipping up quite a few, let's just say, new weapons that should help with that fight. I think we can do just that. What do you say, Phoenix 4? You up to a rescue/capture mission?
Anything for one of our own.
Yes, sir.
Could use a vacation. Might as well go old home world.
Oh, there's plenty of sun where you're going there.
Mind if I trash the place, General?
Much as you'd like, Gary. Have fun. As for the rest of you, missions a go. And that is where we are going to end Season 1 of Stargate Phoenix. We have had an interesting journey, chasing down Wepwawet and his forces and whatever Basilisk had been doing in the interim. We have a missing team member with Captain White. Well, on the wrong side of the gate at the moment. So we will have to see when we come back what happens when they have the chance to take out a system lord like Wepwawet. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We will, yes, two-parters that go over a season break. I'm sorry, we decided on the cliffhanger ending, and that is the way that we are going to go. So we're going to spend just a couple minutes, not very long because we've already gone late, with any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms that you have as a viewer or any of you as players. opportunity just to chat for a little bit amongst each other, and before we sign off for at least the time being. So, everyone, any thoughts as we come to a close?
Kudos for Meg for doing the dope thing that tells the dope story. 10 out of 10. Loved it. Kudos
Absolutely.
to Kaya
Did it.
for just like being like playing your character in a combat situation and like still having it be kind of like assistance, you know what I mean? Like it worked out really well. I was very surprised and thought it was very cool the way that you navigated that as the diplomat. Super duper cool. Altan saved the day. It made it so the cool. Like it felt like chaos, and there was definitely a moment where I was like, we're fucked, but everybody just kind of went and did their things. And it all worked out in the end, and I'm really excited about it. It was super cool. And HP, this was a really cool encounter. Like this was really cool because we had to solve multiple problems all at once, and it felt like a puzzle without being like a puzzle. I liked it a whole bunch.
I'm always nervous on what is essentially a session-long combat encounter, but it plays more like a session-long dungeon crawl than, just a single combat encounter in some ways. I felt really bad for Meg, who kept missing her shots. I mean, that anytime you have a
Finally
character,
get my big combat moment as the soldier that can't hit a damn thing.
yep, all this time, and now we go full combat, and it's 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I always feel terrible about that. I really, really do.
It's okay. I did it for the vine at the end. It's fine.
But yeah, I'm glad it worked out. I had a blast with those things going on in the background. I'm glad the iris got closed soon because I was already worried for everyone's well-being as the number of Jaffa kept increasing.
I mean, the number of Jaffa that were coming through, I thought for sure we were ending this season with like, oh, they've taken over the Phoenix base. Like there was too many of them, but we got through them somehow. Also, thank you to HP for being willing to shift his ending, because we're like, well, this is a really cool place we've ended in. I think this is a really great cliffhanger ending. So I think it was really cool that you were able to shift at the last second like that.
Oh, happy to. It's one of the great things about telling stories like this at a table is it's not about getting to an ending that I want, but an ending that we all create. And there, one of the things we literally said is there anything that would happen in the next hour and a half that would be better than, Captain White diving, shoving Jata through the gate? And no, there isn't. So this is the right place to stop. So yeah, I'm happy to tell the story that we're telling.
This was just a fantastic session. This has been a fantastic campaign to come into, and I am super excited for season 2, whenever that ends up being.
Same.
The unannounced season 2.
Well, no, it's happening.
didn't
We
hear
landed
from
on a
us.
cliffhanger.
As I said in chat, even if we don't get a season 2, we'll at least get a TV movie. I promise you that.
There will be more.
We're already
Yeah.
talking to the producers. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
sending messages
I
out to
am the producer.
we have some people on the inside.
It was really cool too, because like going into this session, you were like, listen, if there's anything you want to like get off your chest, like going in, like now's the time to do it. And I was like, Gary's got a beef with Irma. So to have that like end up like being a part of the larger narrative too was like, yes, like it was just very, very good.
I'm
Was
so
that
glad
the, was that the
came
plan
around.
from the get-go? Or is that a last-minute change as well?
So there were themes that I wanted to play with, and one of them was there were a lot of spies and double crossing. I mean, the Basilisk Phoenix overarching theme was somebody's not who they say they are. That kind of theme has been going through everything. And when it came to Gary's backstory and why Gary joined Stargate, Sarah and I had talked about it, and she had sent the little blurb. and we'd refined a few things. And then there was this character, Irma Langley, who I really didn't plan to do anything with. Gary's story was going to be the double cross. That was kind of Gary's story. Anything else was going to be kind of backburnered, at least from my end of things. But then it's because Meg wanted to talk to Irma in episode 2, I think. It was like
Because
episode
I
2
got
or
put
3.
on babysitting duty.
When Meg was gone and was put on babysitting duty, and then we had that exchange where it became babysitting duty, where Irma was just this intolerable, insufferable person. That's when Irma became something more than just a name in Sarah's backstory.
I love the
So
way you
glad to
played
have
it too.
influenced it this way.
Yeah, no, the way it was played was phenomenal too, because I fully anticipated, like, we've got the short run where we're doing the thing, and then when I got back and like Irma was there and everybody was like, she's kind of the worst, it was like, yeah, she's the worst. Like, it like the way it kind of fed in together was like very, very satisfying, like even in the small moments. And like we had the like begrudging, like, oh yeah, Irma like knows stuff, but in the back of Gary's head it's like, no, Irma sucks, like Irma sucks. So to get that like full moment was just so satisfying as a character. Like, just, yes, I was right. I was so right. I've been right from the jump. Like, it was very good.
Well, it's talking about the Jim and Steve fan page. It's when an NPC becomes important because they're important to the PCs. And that was so satisfying with Dr. Langley. So, any other thoughts? Campaign in general? Things to share with each other? I could not be more pleased with how everything
it's been amazing.
has panned out.
From both sides of the fence, moving from Basilisk to over here, just legitimately wonderful. Gary's a blast, but she's a blast because of the story that you've set up and the characters that everyone's brought, being able to kind of like bounce the ball against you guys's and like uncover bits and pieces of the narrative alongside you guys. And this is for the Basilisk team as well. Like, it's just been very fun to have the give and take from both sides. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this.
I will share those sentiments because it has been a fucking ball, and I am so glad I get to play with you guys. Also, sorry, not sorry for having to rewrite the ending. Bye.
No, it's perfect.
And we should say thank you, Kaya, for joining us. I think this is technically your first show, along with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. When you first reached out to me, I was like, I don't know anything about Stargate. I still don't know much about Stargate, but having a character who gets to discover everything as I discover it and try to, piece things together has been a really, really wonderful experience. And, just thank you so much for having me along and, letting me experience this alongside all of you guys.
Well, you have until season 2 to start watching some episodes.
All of Us She Wants on Netflix.
Not for long.
Oh,
when
no.
are they taking it off?
Soon.
Oh no.
Watch at 1.5 speed.
So that everyone knows, there is more chatter about Stargate now than there has been in a while, and there are people saying there's probably another show happening.
Yeah,
so
there was a meet with all the cast members,
They
like all
did
the original cast members. Yeah.
Yep, they have been doing things, so there's a lot of talk. I don't think it's happening yet. I think Brad Wright and them are trying to drum up enough interest to get an okay from a studio. I think they're in that stage. So we hopefully have contributed to the future of Stargate by having something that it better not be on Apple TV. Apple TV, I have a beef with Apple TV. I'm not going to talk about that now. We have a family. Okay, we have a family tradition. We watch Charlie Brown Christmas.
I have the same beef. I have the same beef.
We owned it on Amazon. but Apple took control of it. And when they took control of it, they took away the rights from it. And so we don't own it anymore. We have to buy it again. And I'm upset about that.
I have the
So
same beef.
there's my Apple TV beef. And this is way off base. It's time for us
As
to do
of
outros
November,
and get
the
out of here.
idea is that Amazon is buying MGM, so it'll probably be on Amazon.
That they've been making good shows recently. All right.
Get in
Anyway,
there.
Well, anyway, let's do outros and get that.
Speaking of
have
good
any-
shows.
Not sponsored.
Awesome.
So we will say our goodbyes. We'll start with Osiris, head our way around. Osiris, dive in.
Hi, I'm Osiris Franco. I play Guinevere Gary Bradford. Please don't call her Guinevere unless you're a gold spy, in which case, you're the worst. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all the places at Osiris Franco. The next place you can see my face doing TTRPG stuff is over at Critical Misses, who raided us this evening. Woo! But you can find me in a Star Trek Adventures game. It's Space Week for your girl. So go check out The Lost Frontier. It's going to be Friday. I play Taru, a Vulcan, and it's much fun. You can find me Sunday on Nat 20 in Morningstar and Company. I believe, and then Tuesday there as well for a Power Beyond. Both of those are D&D campaigns. Then catch me in After the End over at Neon Lights Roleplay on the 12th, which is Wednesday, where I play a lamp. It's not as weird as it sounds, and yet it's just as weird as it sounds. On the 15th, catch me back on TBK Roleplay for the first part of the day. We have Dark Echoes, a Curse of Strahd campaign in the morning, followed by Murder and Coffee, where we're going to talk to the incredible Keegan EXE about death and TTRPGs, and I'm very excited for that conversation. I'm joined doing that with my co-host Luca Locke, and then that evening I'm hopping back over to Nat 20 for a last time around, a much darker, grittier retelling of the Curse of Strahd campaign, heavily homebrewed, very dark, very intense, and I'm joined by some of my favorite people on the planet. So lots of cool stuff going on all the time. Check out my Twitter. But again, just thank you guys. Thank you, Kaya, Proper, Meg, for being players with me and help telling this cool story and getting to interact with you has been the best. And HP, gosh dang it, you madman, you genius. This has been just an absolute delight and pleasure, and I've adored every second of it. Thank you so much.
Proper.
hello everyone. My name is Proper Nerdy. I'm a TPK staff member, role player, game master, and designer. I hope that you get the chance to join us in exactly 1 week for our 5th episode of Madness Calls It Forth, my magnum opus. It was postponed from December because I could not figure out a way to get through it, but I think I finally figured it out, so I'm excited for you all to see it. I'm joined by Ekaj and Luca Locke and Chrissy and Vermin, who are all spectacular players, and the story is getting darker and more interesting as we move on. That's mostly what I'm in right now because that takes up so much brain power. So I hope you'll join us for all the other stuff that we're doing. I do want to say it because it's the beginning of the year and you probably just saw it on Twitter, but I am also doing a second installment. Speaking of the Return series, I'm taking a second installment on Ghost Lines for Derelictric 2, The Deep. So if you like dark horror, please join me for that in March. Thank you very much. I played Dr. Altan Troy, and hopefully we'll see him again in the future.
Down to Kaya.
Hello, everybody. I am Kaya. I have played Second Lieutenant Sazu Song. This was, I just can't stop gushing about how fantastic this was. Thank you all so much. I also play Celebrion on Shadow over Arnor, the One Ring campaign here on TPK Roleplay. I'm not entirely certain when our next episode is for that. The episode yesterday was canceled due to personal reasons. So I assume that the next episode of that is going to be announced at some point. That gets played on Sunday evenings. Also coming back at some point is the next episode of Twice Bitten, a 100% Rules as Written Curse of Strahd campaign DM'd by Dragna Carta. We are in Castle Ravenloft. We are, here for the final confrontation, and then, we got crit by holiday break. So that is going to be starting up again. I believe we're coming back at the end of the month sometime. Beside from the shows that I'm on, I am also taking the very exciting step of releasing my very first micro RPG on Friday, the 7th. Her Odyssey is going to come out on Itch. It is a solo journaling RPG about a wanderer who is trying to go back home or find a new home. Built on the Caltrop core system. All you need is a handful of D4s and a deck of cards, and you can tell a, hopefully, I hope, wonderful and poignant story. You can find me on Twitter at Rahab_Acatriel. I hope somebody's going to put that in chat because I can't spell it. And I love you all. Thank you for having me here.
There is the link to your tweet about your RPG.
Oh, thank you.
2 in 1. So
And
I guess
Meg-
that throws it over to me then. Hi everybody, I am Gatemaster. I got the absolute pleasure of playing Captain Tomi White, who finally just said fuck it and body checked Jaffa into the Stargate. But as far as where you can find me at Meg Mysteria on Twitch, on Twitter, on Discord. As far as what's coming up for me, I am a player in our Henshin a Go-Go series, which is returning on Wednesday, so the 5th. We have that this week. And then we'll come back around. You can catch me again 2 weeks from Wednesday. So the 19th is the next installment of my magnum opus. If you got, like HP said, I'm a massive sci-fi nerd. Hubris of Man, which is an alien RPG campaign based on the Colonial Marines expansion. And after that, I believe on the 22nd for Neon Lights, we are starting up a new campaign that is a Kingdoms of War campaign called Against the Light. I'm sure they'll have more information about that, but you can always check them out over on Neon Lights. Oh, excuse me while I throw a bunch of links in the chat.
Fantastic. And I am the last hit point hero. This has been Stargate Phoenix, and I never really gave it the official name, but I guess the name of it would be Basilisk Rising. That seems to be appropriate for what has taken place over the past couple months. You can find me next Tuesday for Oathsworn as I play Threnos, the sometimes happy, sometimes sad siren sorcerer. After that, Cold Hands, Warm Hearts returns at the end of this month on January 28th. Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign, where they are at the midpoint of the campaign. And without saying much more, I might be showing my face on another channel sometime in the near future. So, mystery as we see what happens there. I think that is it for us this evening. That is it for us this season. And the only thing left, well, I guess until we see each other again, be good. That's the rule. Be good.